Hour of 6. Hope you're having a awesome day today. We'll check the weather in just a second. Tom A in the studio.
Morning.
After you got everybody in the building sick. Blake is off today
whatever.
because he's sick.
No. This thing just circulates everywhere, dude.
You know, if I'd only take some vitamins, I wouldn't
Well.
get sick and get everybody else sick.
Vitamins.
Only.
I'm not gonna take-
Chance of showers after 2 o'clock today. Cloudy skies, high getting up to about 50. I'll get you updated with a complete forecast. On the way, the good news is most of the wind is gone, less than 15 miles an hour. Today, Russ Black in the studio.
Good morning.
Doing the pinch hitting, and thank God you didn't get sick.
I got
It was
sick.
so bad, Russ. He almost got me sick, and I'm 15,000 miles away from him.
You sound like
That's
you're
how
coming
bad it
down with
was.
something. You sound like you're coming down with something.
That's how bad it was. It was close. Girls Write Now Day. So girls get to write an International Women's Day, Middle Name Pride Day. Tom, what is your middle name?
C.
What?
C. The letter C.
So you don't have a middle name.
No. They didn't give me one for some reason.
They cut you short.
Yeah.
Wow. My middle name is Lewis.
Lewis. Where did Lewis come
Russ,
from?
my grandfather.
Oh, well, like Lewis and Clark?
No, like Louis Perron.
Oh. Lewis.
Lewis. Yes, Tom, like Lewis.
Stick with
Russ Black, what's your middle name?
Dean.
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 Russell Dean.
Russell Dean.
Jimmy Dean sausage.
Can't get no
Yeah.
wider than that. I mean,
Yeah. Nasty Day going on today. National Be Nasty Day. Please don't tell me there's another video coming down the pike.
Oh, no.
Peanut Butter Cluster Day, also Preschoolers Day, and Proofreading Day. Tom, a day that we want to make sure that you understand the idea of proofreading.
Well,
It's your day today.
Oh.
So, all right, we're going to get to the, I promise I'm going to get to the State of the Union, better known as the campaign stump.
Yeah.
I will get to that coming. That was not a State of the Union.
He mentioned.
That was not the State of the, it's not a State of the Union.
Now, he didn't mention Trump by name, but he did refer to him about 13
16 times.
16, oh my God.
16 times. He mentioned my opponent 16 times.
Right.
So we're going to get to that in just a second. 10 minutes after the hour 6. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by our buddies at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Yes, they are racing tonight. TNT racing tonight, and then tomorrow is the big race. Flashlight Cash Days are back. Junior Dragsters, Run What You Brung It, and more. Buy-in $50, 100% payout, plus the sponsor and payback and sponsor money. And so big races tonight, and tomorrow Olympia is going to roll in, and he'll be part of the races. Small tire shootout, $5,000 up for grabs if they get 12 cars in the race. So get in touch with them. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. They're all over the place. Hobbs Airfield Speedway. If you've been thinking about racing your vehicle, that's the perfect time to do it this weekend. Get in touch with our buddy Jamal today. Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Check them out. 20% chance of rain today. Most of that coming after 2 p.m. Cloudy skies. 50 for the high. 30 tonight. Sunny skies tomorrow. The high is only going to be about 55. Clear skies Saturday night, and Sunday starts to warm up a little bit, 63. By Monday, we're 73. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the home store, Broadmoor Mall. FR Jeans, they've got the coveralls. They've got everything you need to work in the patch. Get the $99 boots. Serious. You can't beat the $99 boots. And this is every day. 99 boots for $99. Go in there and check those out. And while you're in there, check out the furniture, appliances, electronics, They all come with 0 down financing. Scrub Outfitters right next door. They have the largest selection of scrubs in about 100 miles. Big name brands like Peaches, Dickies, Medcators, and a huge selection of compression socks. If you're looking for compression socks, all colors, all designs, they got you covered. And comfy shoes. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters in the Broadmoor Mall. Check them out today. Looks like lawmakers in more than 24 states attempting to keep daylight savings time permanent. And then there is a New York politician, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, who thinks daylight savings is a bank. Yeah, she thought that was actually a bank. Daylight savings was a bank. And, we're relying on lawmakers to get the daylight savings done, which means that nothing will get done, of course. So that we're switching Saturday night when you go to bed. Tom, you spring or you fall?
Yes, spring forward 1 hour.
Why are you talking like a pirate this morning? You're spring run 1 hour.
It just came out that way. Yeah, but you spring forward 1 hour.
Thank you. Springing forward 1 hour. I would hope that they leave it like it's going to be on Saturday. I think that would be ideal. Pick one, and hopefully you pick daylight savings.
Right.
I think that would. I mean, if we're going to pick one, I would rather go home in the afternoon and there be a little sunshine. Yeah. Missouri bill aimed to let more people over the age of 70 drive school buses. Is 70 too old to drive a school bus?
No, as long as you can see and drive, yeah, you're okay.
So this is not like a attempted murder deal for whoever wrote this bill. No? Okay.
What was that, Russ?
I'm going to go way out on the limb here and say no.
No.
Yeah, I think 70 is the new 60. I don't think 70 is old. Maybe because we're all approaching it. Maybe. Remember when we used to think like 50 was old? Oh, my God, man, they're old as hell.
Right.
Yeah. Taylor Swift fans around the globe are concerned about the troll that is trolling her during the Eras tour, and saying that her health is not good.
Really?
In Singapore the other night, she coughed and had to clear her throat when she was singing. Look, when you're doing these worldwide tours,
right,
it takes it out of you. And so I could see that.
Maybe
Steve Lawrence.
Maybe she's pregnant. Women like to cough when they're pregnant.
Why would a woman cough when they're pregnant?
Because they got a baby inside of them.
It's some of the dumbest things that you say.
All right, I'm just saying. I've heard it before.
Let me just say this much. You don't know anything about women. You have no idea about women, how they even get pregnant.
Ladies, if you're coughing while you're pregnant, call in. Let us know.
Sure, Tom. Steve Lawrence, best known for partnering with his wife, Edie Gourmet, died of complications from... Well, dude, he's 88 years old.
Yeah, I guess.
Name his song. I mean, since you were so down with Steve Lawrence.
We had a bunch of hits.
His biggest song, best-known song.
Best-known song.
Partnered with Edie Gourmet, his wife.
I'll Leave My Heart in San Francisco.
That was not Steve Lawrence. How about Go Away, Little Girl?
Go away, little girl. Go away, little girl.
Live coverage of Super Tuesday. Yeah. A little puppy love thrown in there.
Yeah.
Looks like live coverage Super Tuesday results on 3 major broadcast networks and 3 cable channels drew a combined audience of 11.4 million. By the way, that's down about 8 million people because people already understand. They know the results already.
Right.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to fact check, and then I've got lots of audio coming up. Fact check Joe Biden on a couple things. Speech was 67 minutes long. He got to abortion. He got to border security eventually, foreign policy, Israel, Ukraine. You know it's bad when Joe Biden leads with Ukraine. Anybody else notice that? He led with Ukraine. He's not asking for a ceasefire in Ukraine. He did talk about the ceasefire, maybe. And these Palestinian Hamas idiots blocked traffic and kept him from getting to the State of the Union. What does that say to our country when we're blocking the President of the United States from getting where he needs to be? It's not a good look. Not a good look. They should have cleared them out hours before. They should have called in the D.C. National Guard with you know, what's that called? The water cannons?
Yes.
Yeah. Just clear them out. So Biden talked about the dagger at the throat of American democracy. Biden compared January 6, 2021, Capitol riot to the Civil War of 1860. He did, yeah. Insurrectionists stormed the Capitol building, placing a dagger at the throat of American democracy. Went on to say it was the worst that has ever happened since the Civil War. But they failed. Americans stood strong. Democracy prevailed. The problem with that is that if there was a real insurrection, believe me, patriots are coming with more than their cell phones. Just throwing it out there. And also, let me educate you for a couple seconds. I wrote down a couple notes. 1954, 4 Puerto Rican terrorists attacked the Capitol. Unlike those who got in the Capitol building 2 years ago, the 1954 terrorists were armed with guns. The 4 opened fire in the House gallery.
Wow.
They wounded 5 lawmakers. 1971, domestic terrorists, the Weather Underground, bombed the Capitol, causing $300,000 worth of damage. Luckily, no one was killed or injured. So-called weathermen came back in 1983, set off another bomb that tore up the second floor of the Capitol's north wing. Of course, none of that comes close to January 6. Biden's reference to insurrectionists. How many people were charged with insurrection? By the way, insurrection is U.S. Code 2383. How many people were charged with insurrection? There were 950 arrests at the Capitol that day, or leading up after that day. How many people were charged with insurrection, Tom?
0.
0. Thank you. Not one. They were charged with conspiracy. Not one was charged with insurrection. By the way, to this day, I know there are Democrats out there that are spewing that Donald Trump is an insurrectionist, never been charged with that.
Mm-hmm.
Never. By the way, talking about cutting the federal deficit, talking about lowering Medicare, and talking about lowering the price of insulin. You know who was the first president to lower the price of insulin? That was Donald Trump.
Yeah, he was.
That was that's a great try. He also went on to talk about Medicare and Veterans Affairs lowering the price of the drugs. Yeah. I cut the deficit $1 trillion. Well, that would be almost impossible since the deficit is quite high and continues to grow even larger. He also talked about COVID-19, the pandemic. But the deficit, the first ever $1 trillion deficit, happened in 2009. By the way, we are at a crazy amount when it comes to the deficit. Congressional Budget Office projects the government will spend more on interest payments in 2024 than all the debt that we have put forward for the national defense. Let that sink in just for a second. He talked about Roe versus Wade. By the way, do you know most Americans supported the decision by the Supreme Court to put the decision in the hands of the state?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Most people, thought it was a great idea. He talked about Katie Cox. Katie Cox, of course, Texas resident that had to go outside the state to get a procedure done. He also said that he tried to offer the toughest set of border security reforms ever seen.
Whatever.
Ever seen. You mean the 370-page document that included $20 billion for border-related spending and directed to the Homeland Security for the border? It allowed 5,000 illegal aliens to cross the border each day. By the way, 1,000 used to be the norm. 1,000. We wouldn't even think about shutting the border down until we got 5,000 a day. By the way, the House passed H.R. 2, which would start reconstructing the border wall and reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy. The House passed it. Senate didn't even look at it. Joe Biden won't even look at it. That would fix the problem at the border. Let me tell you another thing that would fix the problem at the border. Reverting back to the Trump policies.
Yep.
He called Lincoln Riley 2 times. Lincoln Riley is the football coach for USC.
I thought that was strange we said that.
He also called, and this got a lot of the liberals very upset. He pulled a page out of the Tom A. notebook. He called her Lincoln Riley, and he said, yes, she was killed by an illegal. He said, but legal people kill people every day. Tom said that 2 weeks ago. So we have to import people to commit these heinous acts, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and the point is, this girl. We're not talking about everybody. This isn't a campaign speech. We're talking about this young lady. And this young lady, without Biden's border policy, would be alive and attending
She'd be alive
class
today.
You sure would.
He also talked about transgender rights, saying it was a fundamental right. Where can you find that in the Constitution? So is it right for boys to compete against girls and win every state championship in high school athletics? The Equality Act would amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That's what Joe Biden wants to do, which prohibits discrimination based on sex. It would change it to prohibit discrimination based on gender identity.
Yep.
He went on to talk about book bannings. By the way, not one book has been banned in America. They have been removed because it wasn't appropriate for kids to read in libraries. Not one book has been banned. This is a sham. Also a sham, voter suppression, voter rights. Showing an ID is not voter suppression. By the way, most African Americans I've seen on polls that were asked the question if they had ID, they already have ID. So that's not the problem. Not a big problem. Joe Biden also talked about he's backed and grown small family farms. What a slap in the face. We have lost so many family farms, not just under Joe Biden, but over the last 15 years. We have sold our farmland to China. So that's just a handful of things. I'm going to get to the rest of it coming up in a second. Trump blasted Biden as an angry, mentally disturbed individual, said he's done a terrible job I'll get to Trump's rebuttal. We got a lot of things to get to. Tom in the text, quickly. One more story before I get to that, though, Tom. Trump is ordered to pay that $83.3 million to E. Jean Carroll by Monday or post bond, according to the judge. So if he doesn't pay it by Monday, bad things could happen to Donald Trump. He might not have any choice but to pay it because nobody wants to give him a bond. That's the other problem. All right, Tom, on the Tax Morning Show this morning being brought to you by David Trujillo, running for County Commissioner, District 1 in Lee County. He's a registered Republican. He's also a veteran. Yeah, he's a Desert Storm veteran, 15 years in the Army, OSHA instructor, has worked in the oil and gas industry for, 17-plus years? He backs the oil and gas industry. He has served for the last 20 years, city commissioner or mayor pro tem in Lovington. He understands how to balance a budget. He also understands how to go and get the money from the states for the capital outlay program. Was very successful lobbying the state of New Mexico to get that big money for the $21 million road construction project on Main Street. David Trujillo needs your support. If you are in Lee County, he's running for County Commissioner District 1. Vote for David Trujillo. This message paid for by David Trujillo. It is 6:28. I got the tweet coming up next, Tom.
All right. Katie Cox is texted saying, could have just drove over to New Mexico, got her abortion, drive back to Texas, and no one would have known. Duh, the texter's saying. And original Tom A. Hater says, Diaper Joe called out the justices of the Supreme Court on live TV?
Yes, he did.
No wonder they don't show up. There was only 6 of them showed up last night anyway. Bet you they don't show up again. And just when I think they're being mean to Tom, you go and say something really, really dumb stuff. And then stop being bad for you, Tom A., says the texter. And good morning, guys. And this is Smokey in Arizona. I think driving a school bus over 70 would have to depend on the person. And it should be, and it shouldn't be, a blanket deal. Smokey this morning.
Yeah, I think you should have to be able to pass some type of test.
Yeah. Well,
and we could call it the Joe Biden competency test.
Right. There you go. Beep.
We could name it after Joe. All right, tweet of the day coming up. Gabe Vasquez voted. In fact, every legislator from New Mexico voted against the Laken Riley Act. And all this would do would, if an illegal alien was arrested on a serious crime, they would be put on a retainer back to ICE. That's all it would do. Gabe Vasquez looking out for foreigners and not looking out for American citizens. Gabe Vasquez, Melanie Fernandez-Leger, and Stansbury all voted against this common sense approach to immigration. They don't care about New Mexico citizens. They care about foreigners. That's who they care about. They sure do. All right, we're going to talk about Lubbock Catch a Predator video. We'll get to that in just a second.
We got a phone call, V.
Well, let's go to the phone call. Thought for the day on the way. Tweet of the day up next. 6:31.
You're on B in the Breakfast Club. Who's this?
I got a phone call.
Good morning.
Wait. Where is he?
Turn your radio down, please.
Did I hear Tom say this right? If a woman coughs, she's pregnant?
Yeah.
Well, he said that she coughs a lot when she's pregnant.
Okay. All I got to say is, ay, pendejo.
I agree. I could say it in multiple languages, too. Buanka.
Yeah.
Buanka.
Yeah.
What is it?
You're being dissed. Oh, dude. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it in Visaya for you, Tom.
Messiah.
Buanka.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't know much of the language of my wife, but I do know that one.
Well, ask her when she's pregnant.
My wife is not
Blanco,
pregnant.
I'm
I have been
ready.
trying. I have been trying
Thank you,
and
Beth.
not succeeding. God, not succeeding. All right, tweet of the day being brought to you by our buddies at King Driving Academy. Check them out. They're at 1430 West Bender in Hobbs, and they offer a 4-week CDL training facility. They provide 2 weeks of theory and 2 weeks of on the road. The course is taught by a state-certified CDL instructor. No computers, no books. Everything is hands-on, and they right now they're offering $500 off the course when you mention being the Breakfast Club. Give them a call, 575-441-7835, or go to the website. Go to their location, 1430 West Bender in Hobbs. That number again, 575-441-7835. Biden, the debate, Twitter, was on fire yesterday after The View said that Biden shouldn't debate Donald Trump. No, that insurrectionist, why would he debate him? Here's Joy. And let me just say this. If you could see a picture of a itchy butt, it would be a picture of Joy Behar. I'm just saying, it would be. Here.
Yeah. Why does Joe Biden have to lower himself to even be on the same stage with this criminal, this 91 times indicted sexual harasser, accused sexual assault? Why?
He doesn't have to jump because debates are not mandatory.
No.
They're not mandatory. And the other thing is, Donald Trump better be careful, because in 2020, when they had their little debate, Biden swept the floor with him.
That's right.
Exit polls suggested that he won the.
Are you kidding me? Biden couldn't sweep the floor with Tom A.
And I'm a pretty good debater.
Oh, yes. So we've seen. It's crazy. All right, I got lots of sound bites from the State of the Union. I'm going to start getting to that. It's amazing that Gabe Vasquez actually rebuked everything that Joe said about the economy. Gabe Vasquez actually said that the economy is not doing that well.
Well,
here's what he had to say yesterday about the economy and why he needs money for New Mexico.
Everyone, I'm about to head to the Capitol for the State of the Union. I've been hearing from folks across my district, and one thing keeps coming up. Our families can't keep up with the rising costs of just about everything. That's why I recently announced my lower cost plan to create good paying jobs.
Whoa. Biden has been telling us that things are great, and you're telling us that they're not. You must have not got the memo, young man. What the hell is the matter with you? Donald Trump responds to Joe Biden last night, on the State of the Union. It is 6:35.
The very first bill Joe Biden sent to Congress was a plan to turn illegal aliens into voting citizens. That's just what we need. No matter what Crooked Joe says, his actions prove his priority is to import a colossal new illegal alien population and let them all stay. My priority is securing our border and sending Crooked Joe's illegals back home. Likewise, the sight of a feeble Joe Biden talking about shrinkflation, the term he uses, is one of the most ridiculous things this country has ever seen. Shrinkflation is just another way of saying inflation. It means that you're losing a lot of money because these people don't know what they're doing. It was all caused by Crooked Joe Biden and the people that surround him, and they are radical left, Marxists, and fascists, and communists, and socialists. We have people running our country, the likes of which we have never seen before. He and the communists and his party looted trillions of dollars from you and spent it on illegal aliens and the Green New Scam, triggering the highest inflation in many, many decades.
So Donald Trump responds, comes out, and Joe Biden, did you hear the way he started his the State of the Union?
yeah.
I mean, people laugh, but I thought he was spot on.
Good evening. If I were smart, I'd go home now.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, if you were smart, you would go home now. Yeah. Even CNN said that this whole State of the Union was quite divisive, and they've never heard a State of the Union like this.
President Biden, only a few hundred words into it when he made his first of at least a dozen references to Donald Trump, though not by name. He referred to him as, quote, my predecessor, which he did over and over. And like it or not, I have never heard a State of the Union address that had so many references to the man, the political opponent, President Biden, the president will face on the ballot this November.
I thought the Republican rebuttal was quite weak. Did you guys watch that?
Was that the senator from Alabama?
Yes, Katie Britt, youngest senator in the Senate right now. Did you think it was weak?
I think she should have done it from the Capitol. They usually do, but
number one. No, they usually don't do it from the Capitol.
Well, she did it from her kitchen.
Yes, and that's not something odd.
Right.
I thought it was weak. I thought her ability to speak was not great. She had no diction. She was very soft-spoken.
Yeah, she was.
So here's part of that. You'll see what I mean.
Further than the crisis at our southern border to see it. President Biden inherited the most secure border of all time.
That's the best you got, Republicans? Serious. Am I the only one that I don't feel the passion there?
No.
I just wanted to make sure I'm not the only one, Tom.
Well, I was thinking, come on, girl, let's get it started here.
Now, John Kennedy did a rebuttal on his own. Here's John Kennedy. I love John Kennedy.
President Biden has mismanaged Congress. He's mismanaged COVID. He's mismanaged the economy. He's mismanaged inflation. He's mismanaged the national debt, the border, crime. He's mismanaged Afghanistan. He's mismanaged the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. He's mismanaged China. He's embraced cancel culture. He's treated parents like domestic terrorists.
I thought he did a better job. And no offense to Katie Britt, she's probably pretty good, but she just was not on fire last night for whatever reason. I got lots of stuff to get to. Morning show this morning being brought to you by our buddies at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. Running low on fuel this morning. They're right on 128. Exit on Buck Jackson Road. Go down 2.75 miles. Fill her up today. Exit Buck Jackson Road. They're open to the public. Large facility. Covered area if it's going to be raining this afternoon. Yeah, they've got a covered area. They've got unleaded, green diesel, DEF, red diesel, and more. And they do accept all your credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. Right off of 128 Buck Jackson Road, Twin Wells Fuel Station. Check them out today. I'm going to get back to Joe Biden in just a second. Dads Against Predators. Have you seen the video?
No.
Out of Lubbock?
No.
Video circulating on social media is getting a lot of attention, including the Lubbock PD. Sunday, officers were sent South Lubbock to a business where they reported the disturbance as a person was accused of a crime, and there was a reported attack. So police reported that they responded to a department store, and I think it's the Kohl's because it's on Indiana. When they arrived, officers found a man with multiple injuries to his face, bleeding nose, swollen eye. Later video surfaced on social media claiming the man was there trying to commit an illegal act, trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl. This is Dads Against Predators. They're on social media. You can go check them out. Anyway, they found this guy, and evidently things got heated. And, Tom, just if you don't know, what happens is, so the perv is talking to somebody that he thinks is an underage girl.
Oh.
And he's sending the underage girl pictures and communicating with her. And then the meet is set up. And when they meet, there's a couple burly guys that aren't the 13-year-old girl.
Right.
So this guy was battered and bruised and everything else. Police are looking into it, and somebody could be charged with battery. What about this guy being charged with trying to have sex with a 13-year-old girl? My God. Sick son of a gun. New Mexico halts the oil and gas lease sales in a standoff over royalty rates in the Permian Basin. This is sad. New Mexico Land Office will withdraw lease sales indefinitely on most promising tracts of oil and gas land in the Permian Basin, as it seeks approval by the state legislature to increase the top-tier royalty rates. The land commissioner, God, we need to get rid of her, Stephanie Garcia Richards said yesterday. The bills have repeatedly stalled. So just because a bill stalls doesn't mean you can stop the sales. She was trying to get an increase from 20 to 25%, and it stalled. That means it doesn't pass. So the effective rate should be 20%. Another thing which she's doing in New Mexico, royalty payments from oil and gas go to benefit public schools and hospitals and universities. So ultimately, she's hurting the entire state. So if it failed, that means it did not pass. That's the way it works in our system. New Mexico adopts the 180-day school calendar after public feedback. Some of this, Tom, I thought was going to end the 4-day school week, but it does not. They did adopt the rule that will allow the 4-day school weeks for schools like Tatum and Chow and other schools in the area that go to school 4 weeks. So they did do an addendum to that where they added hours, and as long as they got the hours of school in the 180 days. So that's not going anywhere. 180 days is not going anywhere. And I did see this young lady at the State of the Union, a guest of Representative Melody Stansbury. She is a graduate of Dexter High School.
Oh, really?
She is a reproductive care doctor, and she was there. So her politics are a little different than mine, but Dr. Destiny Marquez got invited to the Capitol, and she is from nearby Dexter. Every one of my friends is friends with this young lady. I have no idea who she is. So I'm going to just say this much, that, she's from the Valley, and we should applaud her for making an appearance, which she did last night. So she's a doctor. She's a 30-year-old doctor and works at the University of New Mexico Hospital.
All right.
And was a guest of Melanie Stansbury. Did you guys see the arrest last night?
No.
So you didn't watch the debate?
Yeah, I did.
The State of the Union?
Yeah, I watched State of the Union. You said arrest?
Yeah, arrest.
They kicked the guy out. I saw that.
Yeah, they arrested him, Tom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they arrested him. His name is Steve Nuati. I think that's the way you say his name. Arrested and charged with interrupting the Biden speech. Now, what about all these people that went to the Capitol a couple months ago, the pro-Hamas demonstrators that shut things down? This guy's son was killed at Abbey Gate. That's what he was saying. Abbey Gate, during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. He was yelling Abbey Gate. His Marine son was killed and abandoned. And now you're making things better by arresting this guy. By the way, here's another story about the way we treat our heroes. Gold Star mom surprised the CNN anchor after revealing Biden hasn't reached out to her family. Gold Star mom, Christy Shamblin, whose daughter, a Marine, Nicole G., was killed in a terrorist attack in Afghanistan. Biden administration has not reached out to her. I start thinking, these are people that put their life on the line, and you can't pick up the phone and give them a call. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Thought for the day. We're going to get to that. I got a lot of stuff to get to. Tom and the text first. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Camp of the Tall Pines, beautiful Mayhill, New Mexico. Scott and Jamie Miller very anxious to show you around all the improvements they've made. Cozy cabins, raised platform campsites, book your RV hookups. Get up there this time of the year. Very, very nice. In fact, a couple nights this weekend's going to be, a little chilly. Get up there, maybe you'll see some snow. Camp of the Tall Pines. They have all the amenities to take care of large gatherings. Somebody called in this past week, said they were up there at a wedding. Find them online, camptallpines.com. Scott and Jamie Miller, awesome people, 575-687-4101. Tom and the text, thought for the day coming up next. We got to get to the price of oil, and then we'll continue with the State of the Union.
John from Eunice, guys, if that bill doesn't pass or stalls, and she tries to hold up on the lease sales because of that, isn't that just blackmail? She's basically blackmailing them to pass the bill. John from Eunice is chiming in this morning. And what about Nancy Pelosi during the State of the Union, tearing up the papers behind Trump? That was very disruptive. And she was asked about that.
Well, that was disruptive, and there also, I do believe, is a law. And something happened last night that has not happened at any other State of the Union. Speaker of the House is supposed to introduce the President of the United States. Russ, did you see that?
I didn't catch about the first 10 minutes of the State of the Union.
He was running late, right, B?
Well, he was running late because the protesters had blocked him in, and the Biden couldn't get there. And once he got there, he's got to get in there and smell everybody. And so it was 20 minutes. He was 20 minutes late, and about 20 minutes before he got to the stage, Speaker of the House always introduces the president. He's supposed to walk up, hand him the speech, and then the Speaker of the House, there is a certain amount of decorum the way they handle it. Well, that didn't happen. That did not happen. First time, maybe in the history of America, that did not happen. So I'm at the gym watching the State of the Union on my phone, and this German guy, he goes, "What are you watching? Is that Joe Biden?" Yes, that's Joe Biden. I go, nothing makes me, willing to work out harder than seeing this windbag. He goes, well, he's better than Trump.
Uh-oh. Smack.
I said, no, he's not better than Trump. Believe me. America is an embarrassment now. And he looked at me and he said, F Trump.
Hey, I'm fighting words there,
I
buddy.
responded with F you, F Germany, F Europe, and I just kept going down the list.
What'd he do?
He basically turned his back on me. So.
Don't let that bulldog get
And
out.
I said, thank God you can't vote.
Yeah.
I'll be voting. That's really the two foreigners that I know that think Trump is an issue. And they don't like him because he told the truth about the United Nations. That's the problem. All right, 10 minutes away from 7 p.m., The Breakfast Club. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker, Oilfield Cementers, and Cud Energy Services. They are hiring. They're looking for folks right now. Service supervisor and training program, CDL required. Apply today. Diesel mechanics, they're looking for you. Electric technicians, the E-Techs, they have openings. Apply today. Equipment operators, CDL required. They're looking for you. And experienced pressure pump hands. Apply today by going to the website, greatoilfieldjobs.com, or texting Oilfield to 63566. Equal opportunity employer, of course, a drug-free employer. Go to that website, greatoilfieldjobs.com. Price of oil this morning, it's 9 minutes away from 7, Tom.
West Texas Intermediate, $78.72, $82.81 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $1.76. See?
So what's the price of oil? I missed that, Tom. Sorry.
$78.72.
7872. Go. All right, thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving Southeast New Mexico. Quality service. Dependable. Boom or bust. They are there for you. On-road, off-road, they are there. Go to the website, wakefieldoil.com, to find out more information. They can also deliver interstate batteries on location. wakefieldoil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is the most beautiful people in existence still get explosive diarrhea. Just throwing it out there for you, especially after they eat Taco Bell. Supreme Court of New Mexico considering if inmates should be released from prison during a conviction appeals process. Where could this go wrong?
Right.
No, I'm serious. Where could that go wrong? You know, if somebody appeals their conviction, say a murderer,
right,
we just let them out. Is that that's what we did with the mother from Hobbs. Should a person be able to get out of prison if they are appealing their conviction?
No. Heck no.
Supreme Court of New Mexico has agreed to hear the argument sparked by the mother of Hobbs and that conviction that about her throwing away her newborn in the dumpster in 2022. Alexis Avila was convicted of child abuse and attempted murder back in last April.
Right.
Sentenced 16 years of prison. Her attorney immediately appealed that verdict, and the district judge ruled that she would remain behind bars.
Right.
During the process. Judge suggested that convicted felons' appeal raises substantial questions about the law, and it resulted in reversal.
I can't believe that.
But didn't explain its reasoning. The appeals court judges, based on the decision, let Avila out of jail. While she appeals.
Yeah, while her case is heard. Wow.
Yeah. So we'll see where this card, hopefully Supreme Court does the right thing. This could be bad for New Mexico all the way around. Albuquerque mother charged with child abuse that resulted in a medical negligence after a child was sent to the hospital because she was shot. Police detectives charged the mother with child abuse after the child was shot in the butt.
Oh, my.
Albuquerque police began investigation of a 5-year-old was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound. Detectives went to the apartment in Albuquerque in January. Family members told police he was at his elementary school the day before they pick up the child, and according to court documents, he was walking with a limp, was given a pillow to sit on. The other family member told police that the two went to pick up the child after the mother, Latricia Bangay, 32 years old, did not show up. By the way, the child, was limping because it had been shot. When they figured out what was going on, they took it to the hospital. And that's when the mother was arrested. So she has now been charged in that case. Pro-Palestinian protesters attempt to disrupt the State of the Union. They kept Joe Biden away from the Capitol building for about 20 minutes and holding up signs that said Biden's legacy is genocide. Biden is trying to walk back his support for Israel, which I think is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. And the reason is he needs Michigan to win this presidential race.
Right.
You know, it's really bad when you start putting your needs before the country's needs. That's really bad. 6:56, Beyond the Breakfast Club morning show this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, 811 West Main in Artesia. Serving up breakfast right now. Don't forget, they do have an awesome lunch, including barbecue. And you can try the bacon wrap barbecue burger today. It is a burger that is completely wrapped with bacon. And then they put the barbecue sauce on it and slow cook it in the smoker. They also do catering and can prepare lunches for everybody in the office or on location. Give them a call in advance, 575-736-2573. Guys working in the patch, you're the boss. Say thank you to your men and women working hard. Say thank you with, breakfast or lunch or whatever. Do it today from Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. 7:57 time. I still got a lot of stuff to get to, but let's get to the text quick.
Okay, B, I'm with you. Bleep them dumb ASS foreigners who are uneducated about Trump and America and us. And tell that German guy to take care of Ukraine, says another texter. B, you should have slapped the bleep bleep out of that German.
No. My wife keeps saying that I'm gonna get beat up or something because look, if somebody tells me something, I'm an American.
Amen.
I'm an American that lives in another country, but that doesn't mean I got to bend. And you want to talk crap about America? That's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to physically fight you unless you lay hands on me, but you're not going to talk bad about America, not to me.
Texter says, my little mamacita Marjorie Green wore her MAGA hat. They tried to make her take it off. She stood her ground. She didn't take it off.
I'm going to get to that. What a champion. What a champion. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Even after everything, Biden was making his round, shaking hands, she went at him again. So I'm going to get to all of that coming up in a second.
One more text, me. You know, if Tom doesn't have a middle name, what's the A for? Awesome. B?
Oh, I thought it was Tom Iries.
A-Reese, baby.
It's not I?
It's A, awesome.
Oh, Biden talks about the economy.
My inherited economy is on the brink. Now our economy is literally the envy of the world.
Oh.
15 million new jobs in just 3 years. A record. A record. Unemployment at 50-year lows. A record 16 million Americans are starting small businesses, and each one is a literal act of hope.
Yeah, what? Selling fentanyl? Is that the business? Because I'm not seeing these new businesses.
Can I call point of order? You can't eliminate all the jobs with your pandemic. Then when the pandemic is over and everybody goes to work, you claim you created new jobs.
Agreed.
You know, it's that simple. And this one point that's being carried by him and all the media that's carrying water for him, the reason it upsets me is because it seems that they think we're that dumb.
Well, and
They're
look at all the
insulting
jobs that have been eliminated over the past 3 years. Pretty much every corporation out there has eliminated jobs. I mean, when you look at Amazon cutting their workforce 10%, they're not alone. So last night, the word illegal immigrant was used.
Mm-hmm.
It broke people's hearts. It did. Here's Joe Biden.
But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing. And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out.
You are a naive old windbag. Do you have any idea who runs the border? Who controls the border? To get your ticket to cross, you have to deal with the cartel. Very naive. Very naive. A naive windbag is about the best that I can come up with. Marjorie Taylor Greene went right at him, though. Marjorie Taylor Greene made him use the word illegal. Here is what he said.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by legal?
Whoa. He pulled the Tom A. Reese. Remember, Tom said that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I'm glad you and Biden think alike. Well, how many people are killed by legals? Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and import some murderers. That's awesome. Nancy Pelosi said, don't worry about it. He used the word illegal. It's okay. It is okay. Now, let me tell you, if Donald Trump would have used that word, there would be hell to pay. But Nancy said that there's not a problem with that word. You just get over it and move on.
Now, you should have said undocumented, but that's not a big thing, okay? What's the big thing about it?
I actually wasn't even going to ask about that. I was just going to ask more about the moment. But you do think that he should have said undocumented? That wasn't going to be my question.
Well, we usually say undocumented. He said it.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal at all. Yeah. And by the way, her name was Laken.
That's right.
Riley. Lincoln Riley is the coach, former Oklahoma Sooner coach that coaches at University of Southern California. That's Lincoln Riley.
They didn't mention that in the post.
But of course, he was in the neighborhood, right, Tom?
Yeah.
He's right. He's right in the neighborhood, I guess. Nancy, yeah, you would have charged Donald Trump if he'd have pulled that. But we can always count on Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, girl.
After the State of the Union, Biden walking by, shaking hands. Listen to what she said.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed. Lincoln Riley.
Wait, maybe I got the wrong one.
Wait, I got a question. Does that mean USC has to get a new coach?
Right.
USC, I think they're going to trade. I don't know. But Marjorie Taylor Greene ripped him a new one. And it was great to see. She held him. Here she is on the warpath.
Lincoln Riley. Say your name, Mr. President.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. President.
And you know what's he laughs about it. Say her name, Mr. President. She was murdered. Of course, I know. Your son died. I get it. All right, 877-396-W105. Got lots of things to get to. We're going to get to Joe Biden talking about family farms, and they're willing to pay you $400 a month. They're going to pay you $400 a month if you buy a home for 2 years. And we'll get to January 6th and a whole bunch of other stuff. We are B on the Breakfast Club, KWMW, Maljamar 105.1 FM. Tom on the text this morning. We'll check what the weather's going to be like, and then we'll get into taking a break, and then we've got a lot of stuff to get to. 7:06, we're W105, Tom.
John from Eunice. Guys, I'm calling it BS on the 15 million new jobs in the first place. And secondly, didn't he just offset the 15 million new jobs with 15 million new illegal immigrants?
Well, that is the problem. A high amount of the jobs that were produced went to non-U.S. citizens. True story. And look, I get it. We've got a problem in America with people getting off their butts and going to work. We do. And I applaud legal residents that get out there and do jobs that nobody else wants to do. Right. I'm not going to applaud laziness from Americans. I had that discussion today with the wife. People think that they are too good to do jobs. Let me tell you, I've dug ditches. I have done plumbing work. Whatever it is to feed my family, I will do. I am no better than anybody else. I will do the crap jobs. I will do whatever it takes before I ask somebody for something. I know, Tommy, goes against your entire care. I get it. But we are just wired different, I guess.
Hey,
Continue.
we get a phone call. Good morning. You are on B in the Breakfast Club. Who's this?
Big D on 18. What's up, fella?
What's up, Big D?
Man, driving to work. Hey, about that young lady that threw her baby in the trash.
Yeah.
Update on that little boy, man. My son is very good friends with that young man, with the father of that child.
Right.
Man, that little boy is a genius.
That's
I just
awesome.
want to say he's doing good.
That's
He's
good.
loving his life. The people in his life are loving him. And he is a smart little boy, little boy, man. He's smart.
Good.
That's good. That is
wanted to-
great news. And you know what? I mean, nobody should throw anybody in the trash. That is just
I think that's wrong.
that just breaks my heart. I saw a little girl yesterday crying, and true story, big. I went, baby, what's the matter with you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad didn't pick me up from school, and nobody knows where he's at, and I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Gee.
I'm just, it kills me when people don't take care of their kids.
Yeah, likewise, man. But that little baby, he's doing good, man. He's doing real good.
I appreciate
the
update. Hey,
Thanks,
you be safe out there.
That's good news.
All right, Tom, quickly to text. We're going to take a break. We're late. It's already 7:09.
Sean in Carlsbad. Hey, B, did you see, I think we talked about this earlier, escorted the guy out of the state of the dummies for yelling something about the Marines?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked.
Sad.
He was the dad of one of those that died in Afghanistan.
Now, if he was a Palestinian protester, he wouldn't have been arrested. But since his son was a Marine, that's the way we treat people. Sad.
505 Liberals chiming in. Allah, not aggressive because she really doesn't have much going on Republican as a Republican candidate. He don't look good paying all those lawsuits, though, says 505 Liberal this morning.
Who you talking about paying up all these lawsuits? Donald Trump?
I bet you he didn't elaborate.
Yeah, that's not a lawsuit, you big dummy. That was a court case.
Yeah. And there you go.
That's not a lawsuit. That's a court case. By the way, he was charged with rape and there was no rape. The victim actually said there was no rape. Nothing but a political sham. And if you're okay with that, I would look at yourself in the mirror. Because if it could happen to Donald Trump, maybe it'll happen to you. Just saying. All right, 7:10. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Janco Janitorial. Find them West Main at Artesia. They can take care of all your cleaning. They do all field cleaning, industrial cleaning, all your commercial cleaning, window cleaning. They can strip the wax off the floor and wax the floor. Check them out today. They are certified. And when it comes to pathogen certified, hazmat certified, and PPE certified, they can sell you all your materials to do your own cleaning, all commercial grade cleaning materials, or they can do all the cleaning for you. 575-703-1869. Talk to Amber or go to the website jancojanitorial.com. 20% chance of rain after 2 p.m. this afternoon. And then cloudy skies tonight, down to about 30, 55 tomorrow, and sunny, and warming up to 63 on Sunday, and it will be sunny. I got lots of stuff to get to this morning. We're B on the Breakfast Club on W105. Checking in, finding out what's going on with news being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV parks in Carlsbad. They've got 162 RV hookups, all coming with 30 and 50 amps, all utilities included in for one low price. And that includes wired internet right to your hookup. Very well lit up, nice place to lay your head, quiet place. Check them out, WWRV3.com or 988-0392. Taking a break. We're going to get you qualified for the trip to Disney. We'll check in with news 712 W105.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. President Biden delivered his State of the Union last night, addressing concerns about his age.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
He took shots at former President Trump without mentioning him by name and said democracy is at stake in this year's election.
I know the American story. Competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation.
Now, the speech by the oldest U.S. president ever was met with a response from the youngest ever Republican woman elected to the Senate, Alabama Senator Katie Britt, who told Fox and Friends this morning,
President Biden is not interested in bringing people together, and he's also not interested in creating real solutions.
Former President Donald Trump also told Fox News Digital that President Biden clearly, quote, suffers from a terminal case of Trump derangement syndrome. America is listening to Fox News.
Daniel Velos, General Manager, Carlsbad Chevrolet. It's March Madness, March Insanity, March Craziness, whatever you want to call it. Bring yourself down here to Carlsbad Chevrolet. Do yourself a favor. We have the most used cars, probably the most mixed here in Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, and we want to get it on with you guys. Trade in your vehicle, sell it to us, do whatever it takes. Let's get you into these deals as low as 1.9%. Folks, we haven't seen that in a long time. Right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, your home of the great guys and gals.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies, servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch. Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Why are families driving from West Texas, Hobbs, Jow, Eunice, all over southeastern New Mexico to shop at Bob's Ridgeway? Is it the everyday low prices, the most locally grown farm fresh produce? Is it the hand-selected and cut meats, the hundreds of weekly specials, the clean, friendly shopping environment? Or is it just the fact that that's where for over 50 years your grocery dollar has always gone farther? It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics and rest assured, whatever they print it on, your logo will look awesome.
I'm Representative Randall Pettigrew, State Representative for District 61. During MLG's time as governor, we have seen attacks on our way of life, our businesses, our freedom, our kids, and our values are in the crosshairs of this administration. In the middle of the madness, I have kept my commitment to you to be your strong, conservative voice in Santa Fe. These are not empty promises. I proudly stand on my results. I am asking to continue the defense of freedom. I am asking for your vote on June the 7th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Randall Pettigrew, District 61, Philip Roybal, Treasurer.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at www.rvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. The forecast for Southeast New Mexico is Roswell. Temperatures at 50 degrees and a few rain showers possible. In Carlsbad, Artesia, 59 degrees, a 20% chance of showers in Hobbs and Lovington, and 51 degrees. By tomorrow, temperatures in the middle 50s in Roswell and the upper 50s in Carlsbad, Artesia. And our radio studios in Lovington, temperatures mid-50s. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
The extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club is on the air.
Bee and the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Oops.
Go change all your watches and clocks in your home. 1 hour ahead, spring forward, you know. It's daylight savings wherever you roam.
This song is not valid in Arizona and Hawaii.
'Cause the times they are a-changin'.
877-396-W105. Call our text line. Morning show being brought to you by our buddies at Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, and shotguns. They'll be closed tomorrow, but they're always open on Sunday. 7-day waiting period just around the corner. And if you want to avoid all that, get in there and get a gun right now. Go in there. By the way, if you want a new gun, trade in your old gun to get a new gun. They will allow that. And ladies, if you're looking for personal protection, they have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Great staff, ready to help you. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. They've been around for over 35 years. Taking out trash on the way. Tom A. in charge of everything, including the text this morning. Our number 877-396-W105.
All right, Rocket is chiming in. Lame ASS liberal is as smart as Biden. He is tuning in this morning. Adam from Artesia. Dang, that was a horrible second sound audio from Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was after the deal.
Well, I mean, it's in an open, big room, and there ain't a whole bunch I can do to clean that up. But the point is, she went after Joe Biden again after, screaming at him.
Yeah, we can tell what's going on.
Said, say her name. I mean, God bless that what she's doing.
Yep.
A lot of people frown on that. I don't.
She came out and told like it is. You know what this text is saying? I've been teaching and coaching for 32 years. The unspoken of epidemic happening today in New Mexico schools is the number of our kids being raised by their grandparents and their aunts and family. Now, I've unfortunately seen the worst of humanity in some parents, from abandonment to abuse. It's fairly prevalent, and it's really sad, says the text. And there you go.
Is that my cue?
That's your cue.
Oh,
we're caught up.
I doubt it that we're caught up, but I'll take your word. Okay. 877-396-W105. Be in the Breakfast Club. We're going to get to Joe Biden talking about family farms. New study says a single dose of LSD provides immediate relief from anxiety. Although this sounds less like a study than somebody dropping some acid in a lab or something, I don't know. LSD relieves your anxiety until that giant rabbit comes at you. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Study reveals that sexual transmitted diseases, STDs, are surging across Europe. So you might want to get something checked out before you get to Europe, and unless you want that burning sensation. 877-396-W105. 62-year-old German man deliberately got 217 COVID-19 shots in a span of 29 months just to prove they were safe. By the way, that's 7.4 shots a month. And you don't think you put your body in danger? Wow. Florida is looking at a statewide ban on sleeping on public property. So they would be able to eliminate a huge amount of people sleeping in public parks and that type of stuff. Now, there's a difference between somebody going and taking a nap on the grass on a Sunday afternoon and somebody camped out and using the park as their home.
Right.
I think that's totally different. Idaho serial killer survives a lethal injection attempt.
Wow.
Yeah, he survived. So the convicted Idaho killer, his name is Thomas Eugene Creech, survived the scheduled execution last month when the executioner spent an hour trying to find a vein that was suitable.
My goodness. And
failed. He is one of the country's longest-serving death row inmates and has been sentenced to death for more than just one crime. Okay, you can't find it. Look, people can do a lot of things that their veins collapse and stuff. Quit drinking fluids. I can see where that would happen. So, I mean, bullets. Russ, how much is a 45?
I just stepped out of the studio for a second.
Just one bullet wouldn't be that expensive. So Idaho was actually looking at firing squad. Yeah, they're gonna look at the firing squad. Yeah. How it started versus how it got going. The price of eggs, milk, steaks, everything is up since Biden took office. Economic report continues to show inflation is coming down, but when we look at the price of eggs and the price of milk and that type of stuff, still up there. Grocery prices surged more than 21% starting in 2021. They are never going down.
No.
Once they go up, very seldom do they. Look, eggs have gone down a little bit, but once most stuff goes up, it's not coming down.
No.
Biden yesterday talked about, shrinkflation. Again, we had to hear about shrinkflation. Shrinkflation is probably like his day when he goes to the beach and the water's cold. All right, 725. I got to get to taking out trash. One more thing. Democratic women. Tom, why did they wear white?
Oh, they were representing women's reproduction rights. I think that's what that was.
Yes, that's why they were wearing white. Oh, my God.
Well, weren't they? That's what it was, wasn't it?
Maybe they should wear red.
Right.
Just saying. Speaker Johnson was on Newsmax last night. He said Biden has done nothing to brag about.
No.
I agree. Biden has done nothing to brag about. I'm talking about not just in the last 3.5 years. I'm talking about forever. Well, the fix is in. Fulton County Ethics Board decides at the last minute not to hear the Fani Willis complaint. There were 2 ethics complaints against Fani Willis. The meeting was scheduled for yesterday, Last minute, they called off the meeting. Dallas Cowboy lineman Darcy died.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name? Charon Darcy?
I don't remember his name. What happened to him?
He passed away at 46, had a stroke.
Oh, no, man.
Yeah. Yeah, following his football career with the Cowboys, Darcy became a high school football coach and continued to coach until he passed away yesterday.
46.
On a podcast, The Dictator, Governor Michelle Lujan Gresham stirred up some controversy with some of her statements, admitting to blatant voter manipulation and hypocrisy on key issues. She also talked about the New World Order. Yeah, you can go check it out for yourself. It's called the program, the podcast is called The New Republic. Go check it out for yourself. Albuquerque man sentenced for shooting Matthew Martinez, accused of the Albuquerque murder, has been sentenced to 9 years behind bars. Police say Martinez pled guilty to that shooting that killed Miguel Sanchez. Wait, you kill somebody and you get 9 years.
Sad.
He was sentenced to the maximum of 9 years. 9 years. Somebody died. You shot somebody and somebody died. 9 years. All right, we got a lot of things to get to. Taking out trash on the way. Our number 877-396-W105. Tom, do you think family farms are, we have more family farms or less family farms?
I got to say, less family farms.
I mean, we'll go back 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
The number of family farms has continuously gone on the downside. And Biden talking about family farms, you have not done one thing to strengthen family farms and ranches.
Because of my investment in family farms,
Joe Biden, you have done absolutely nothing to back family farms. It's kind of sad. Got any farmers listening? Has Joe Biden came out and helped you? I tell you what, if you're going to be doing any bailing this weekend, get Joe Biden out there. He would love to help you. He's done more for family farms than any president before him. Joe Biden said something interesting yesterday about the price of homes, the cost of homes. And there's a plan. I'll tell you about the plan coming up next, but here's what he had to say about the interest rates.
I know the cost of housing is so important to you. Inflation keeps coming down. Mortgage rates will come down as well.
Yeah, mortgage rates are still relatively high, but he said something last night that kind of even took me by surprise. He talked about he had a plan that everybody buying a house would get a $400 a month.
Yeah, I heard that. What's up with that, dude?
Rebate.
Whatever.
So we're going to pay people $400 a month. Now, is that for everybody? Or is that, those just getting into homes? And what's a home? Could we buy an RV? Would that count as a home? I'm just wondering. And he was out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Where's this money coming from?
Mm-hmm.
That's the bigger program. That's the bigger problem. January 6th. He talked about January 6th.
About the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War.
By the way, I debunked that already once this morning. I'm not going to go back into it. And you get to a point watching these debates where you just can't take it. And the father had heard enough. And here's the moment that he just lost it and couldn't take it anymore. His son was basically killed in that withdrawal from Afghanistan. Ill-planned. Here's the father.
It went up 30%. 30% they went up. The biggest increase in history. It was then.
I'm just going to say I don't think this guy should be arrested. He suffered enough. I don't think he should be arrested. I think enough is enough. Crazy. Tom and the text, we're coming back, taking out trash up next.
All right. I'd like to say good luck to the Tatum Lady Coyotes today as they take on Escalante and Tatum. Well, good luck to by the way, the girls' playoffs, all of them tonight. The boys, they play tomorrow. You know, since Brandon called Peter Ducey a stupid SOB and Jackie Hendrick some bad names too, would it be okay for MTG or any of the representative to call him what he is? I'm just wondering, says the texter.
Oh, windbag.
Oh, windbag. And B, and I think we talked about this early in the week, but this text is asking, B, what about the 50 cents gas increase?
Yeah, that doesn't, I don't know when that, and it is going to be stepped up. I think it's 20 cents, and then I think it steps up over 3 years.
Yeah, 2025 is when that takes in effect at 50 cents. And
no, I think this year it goes up 10 cents. 20 cents, and then the following year 20 cents, and then 10 cents.
Oh, it breaks it up in 3.
We don't get a big 50 cent all at one time. I think it's 20, 20, and 10.
Yeah.
Somebody know where that? I do remember it was a gradual increase.
Yeah. And Tom, I use the Freestyle 3. It's nice, no pain. It keeps track of your glucose and alerts you of lows and highs, and it's very, very good, says the text.
You're reading the text from yesterday.
Is that what it was? No, it came back up this morning.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
Yeah. And we're only getting bits and pieces of the clips of the State of the Union. This one texter is asking. No, I think they're going through.
I hear all of it, but if that's the case, somebody should let me know.
Yeah. No, I hear him.
Tom, you're in the studio, bro.
Yeah, I would have.
So I'm talking to you.
I would have texted you. Anyway, you go ahead. Or I would have said, B, your clips ain't coming through.
So, all right, I got a lot to get to. They arrested a demon on the border. No, true story.
Demon.
You need to hear this. This is crazy. And illegal immigrant coming to the country wearing a Biden-Harris T-shirt. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's take out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Trash-eaters.com, 575-390-4549. And they also like to remind you, they do residential pickup, but they are animal lovers. They want me to remind you that the Lovington Animal Shelter, they need volunteers and they need monetary donations. Give them a call, 575-552-3669. I'm taking Joe Biden out to trash today and fact-checking old jabbering Joe. President Biden, during the Thursday State of the Union address, said that he capped the cost of insulin. Verdict, that is absolutely false. President Donald J. Trump capped the cost of insulin, and now Biden's claiming that he's trying to take credit for something that Donald Trump did. It was the Republican that capped the cost. But now he wants, like everything else, if it's good, he wants to claim it. Eventually, he'll say he built the wall. Well, maybe he won't. I'm taking out trash. I'm about done of jabbering Joe Biden. You cannot claim that you did something if you didn't do it.
Right.
Thank God we have fact checkers. 736, we are B and the Breakfast Club. All right, listen to this demon at the border. So they picked up this woman, and they're trying to get her into the vehicle. She's in the vehicle, but they couldn't close the door. And you could see the look in her eye. I'm like, what the hell's going on? But just listen to the tape and tell me, Tom, if this is not a demon.
Okay.
Hey, calm down. Calm down.
Ooh.
Back up. Back up. Hold on. Hey, get good. Get your foot back. Get your foot back in there. Get your foot back in there.
By the way, this is not staged either.
Some fishy going on.
You need to. Thank you, Tom, for that. You need to go watch the video I posted. Wow.
I have seen that video, and if this isn't demon possession, then it's a serious mental problem that
But these
must be
guys,
addressed.
I mean, you had 2 Border Patrol agents trying to push her back into the van. They couldn't move her.
Ooh, scary.
They could not move her. You have 2 guys that probably weigh close to 200 pounds trying to push this woman. They couldn't move her. Crazy. Illegal coming across the border wearing the Biden-Harris T-shirt.
He's in Texas, and he was telling Fox News that he is wearing a Biden-Harris shirt. So, quote, they let me in.
Es el presidente y la vicepresidenta de los Estados Unidos. Pero entonces ya lo traigo aquí para que me dejen entrar.
So they were going to let him in because he wore the Biden-Harris T-shirt.
He said they let me
Man, that would be one of the best news stories to cover if we could pull it off, is go across the border and give 5 guys Biden T-shirts and 5 guys Trump T-shirts and see who can
And see
get
who
across.
gets across. Yeah, I think that would be awesome. All right, 7:39. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. We got the national anthem and the pledge coming up in just a second. Things that happened on this date in history. Clovis police arrest a robbery suspect. Clovis police say that they have arrested a man that robbed a woman in the parking lot of the Lowe's home improvement store. The victim told police that she was getting into her vehicle when the man pointed the gun at her and robbed her.
Wow.
27-year-old Daniel Acosta was arrested. He was charged with robbery, felony possession of a firearm, and receiving stolen goods. By the way, this is not his first time being arrested. Folks in Clovis know him and know him well. Mike Tyson facing off against Jake Paul.
Yes.
Kind of stunning the boxing world. It is going to be streamed on Netflix. If you do not have Netflix, it will be a pay-per-view fight. It's going to be at AT&T Stadium in Dallas.
Cowboys Stadium, where they play. Wow.
So I don't know how much money Mike Tyson is going to get paid, but I am pulling for Mike Tyson. Now, look, Mike Tyson is not in his prime. Jake Paul is 27. Mike Tyson is 57.
Right.
I thought he was 47 because they said there was 20
No, he's
years.
57.
He's 57, so he's
Wow.
almost 60.
That's what I looked it up yesterday, and it said that he was 57 years old.
That ain't going past one round. He hits you once.
My big burning question yesterday is, despite age or whatever, I've seen both men fight. My big burning question today is, what round will they have to carry Jake Paul out of the ring, and how many surgeons will it take to put him back together?
Well, and if it's not one of these exhibition fights, no, I just looked it up. Mike Tyson, born in 1966. He's 57 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still throw punch.
Mike Tyson's still in shape.
He is.
Mike
But
Tyson
can you
is
imagine
Killer Mike.
what it's going to do to Jake Paul's career? If he has damn near 60-year-old man,
right,
kick him up.
I mean, either way, there's nothing to win fighting Mike Tyson.
Yeah, if you win, you beat up an old man. If you lose, oh, boy.
I mean, I saw Mike Tyson fight Roy Jones Jr. That was
years
like, 2020. It's been 4 years. And Mike Tyson looked like he could still be the heavyweight champion of the world. We'll see what happens. Hungary's prime minister. Did you see him meet with Biden?
Mm-mm.
Oh, wait, because he didn't meet with Biden. The Hungarian prime minister came to the United States. You know where he went? He went to Florida.
Yeah.
He went to meet with Donald Trump. He went to meet with Donald Trump. He wanted to talk about foreign policy. And instead of going to the White House, he went directly to Mar-a-Lago. This guy's been in office since 2010. He believes Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States.
Yeah.
I ain't wasting time with Biden. Why would I waste time with that guy?
Right.
I'm going to the guy that's going to win it all. And Letitia James last night in New York was booed at the fire department ceremony as people were chanting Trump, Trump, Trump. And the soundbite, she said, okay, come on, this is a house of God. It was at a church. Simmer down. Thank you for letting it get out of your system. I'm just telling you, people in New York are very upset.
Yep.
When you see Latinos and African Americans in New York saying Trump's their guy, things have changed. Things have flipped. And it's not good for the Dems there. All right, 743. Tom on the text, things that happened on this date in history, national anthem and the pledge on the way. Tom, who's coming up on the extended version later on?
It is State Representative Larry Scott. He'll be our guest on the extended version of Being the Breakfast Club live and in the studio. B.
Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror. Atlas Makeup Mirror. Find out more information at atlasmakeupmirror.com. The best makeup mirror on the market, bar none. We travel with it. It weighs 4 pounds, less than 4 pounds. You can take it anywhere in the world. This thing charges with a standard charging block, and the battery is awesome. It lasts a long, long time. The mirrors are ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification. It's actually 3 different mirrors, and you can find out everything about it. You can go and follow them on Facebook and Instagram and check out the videos, or go to the website, and you can buy it right off the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com, or call and talk to Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. Things that happened on this date in history coming up next, Tom. Get to the text, 744.
All right, John from Eunice. Guys, I knew this lying idiot wasn't going to do anything but get up there and spew those lies and ideology. I watched it all the way through, and I couldn't tell you how many times I called him a lying POS. Another texter says, how about Titanium Tyson? And this text says, yeah, Mike Tyson loses the fight, and then he will be able to sue the other fellow for elderly abuse, says the text. And hey, B, is that...
I will bite your ear off. I will bite that even right...
Right. And hey, B, is that JP that was on Swamp People? Was he on Swamp People? He's
Who's
asking. Hey, B, is that guy, JP, that was on Swamp People? I don't know. That was a show.
I don't know what... Swamp People? Yeah, I know the TV show Swamp People.
Was he on that show, the texter's asking?
Who?
Jake Paul, the boxer.
Jake Paul's not Cajun?
Well, that
what are you laughing about?
That answers that question. And another texter says, Mike is
Man, you and Biden got it going on.
And Mike is an actual boxer? Says
Mike is an actual boxer.
Mm-hmm. And the one more text says, I thought Mike Tyson was supposed to be having some kind of hip or knee replacement in the distant future. Jake Paul better look out for stainless steel Mike Tyson. B.
I think Mike Tyson, I mean, if it's an exhibition, nobody's going to get hurt. Maybe. We can at least hope.
Yep.
Serious. All right, let's get to things that happened on this date in history, being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms and the Indoor Firing Range. If you're looking for a place to go shoot and you're worried about the weather, man, this place, climate-controlled, indoor, it's awesome. And if you haven't done it yet, you want to train like the professionals train, like the FBI and our sheriff's deputies, Milo FBI Training Simulator, they have it. You can shoot live fire or laser over 1,000 different scenarios to make sure that you're in the practice of getting the job. I mean, for your safety. Tom, how many times did, when we did this at the sheriff's, how many times did you die?
Several.
Now, I got to admit, I shot innocent people. I did. I will admit it. But I didn't die.
Right.
I didn't die. I walked away, kind of. So get in there and check that out. It's all at 2A Tactical Firearms Indoor Range. Huge selection of firearms. They have all your ammo, your tactical gear, your optics. They've got everything. Want to rent a gun? Yeah, you can rent a gun. Yeah, you want to go to the firing range and rent a gun? Not a problem. They actually have a fully auto AR that I'm thinking about going in there and getting her done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to use the firing range, you can be charged by the hour or join for the monthly membership. Check them out. They have a huge selection of guns, and they can also offer training, one-on-one training, or be part of a group training for all you first-time gun owners. 2A Tactical Firearms and the Indoor Range 236, East Navajo in Hobbs, 2A Tactical Range.com. Well, it looks like Karl von Graff was born on this date in 1787. He is the father of plastic surgery.
Oh.
What was that noise?
Well, no noise. No, you're getting to the hearing things. Hello.
Michael Jackson called him Daddy. U.S. Mint in New Orleans began operating on this date. They put out dimes in 1838. New York became the first state to require dog licenses in 1894. IRS began collecting taxes for the first time in 1913. By the way, that was supposed to be just for war times. That's what they told us. And then it never went away. Goodyear blimp flew for the first time in 1972. Today is Be Nasty Day. And you had to put it on the same day of International Women's Day. Wow. Wow. James Van Deerbeek from Dawson's Creek is 47 years old. Freddie Prinze Jr. is 48, married Tom to
Michelle Gellar. She was in the Witch series.
Her name is Sarah Michelle Gellar.
In that neighborhood.
No, not even close. Joe Biden. NBC newscaster Lester Holt is 65. Sports and news next. Gary Newman is 66.
Short people.
Russ, can you come in with the save? Because it's not short people.
What?
Gary Newman.
Gary Newman?
Yeah.
Short people.
That's Randy Newman.
That's Randy Newman.
They're related.
Gary Newman. Dang
Cars.
Yes.
Yes, Cars. Mickey Dolenz is 79. Tom, who is Mickey Dolenz?
Mickey Dolenz was a boxer back in the day.
Oh, give me a break.
From the Monkees.
The Monkees. Hey, we're the Monkees. Man, dude, I tell you what, you don't know the names of all four of the Monkees, you lose your card. Okay? I'm sorry. Cannot have your 60s dude car and not be able to name the Monkees.
Be Nasty Day going on, International Women's Day going on today. Yeah. Wow. The Monkees. I can't believe you got that wrong. All right, 7:51. We're going to qualify folks for the trip we're giving away to Disney. We'll get to that in just a second. Morning show being brought to you by All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds, $16.99. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and you can find them in Hobbs. Some of the stories we're going to talk about coming up next. Uvalde, Texas, a brand new report coming out that clears some local officers. Family members are outraged. Marjorie Taylor Greene shouts at Joe Biden. I'll tell you what she had to say. Something else that she said was funny. A mom, what did she do to the kids? Holy cow, this is out of Bexar County. She was making them drinks, and she did what? I'll tell you about it. Joe Biden touches on taxes, crime, and abortion. We'll talk about a little bit more about the State of the Union. And women say their showers, their only me time. High percentage of women say their only time that is their personal time is when they're in the shower.
Uh-huh.
As a single dad, I remember some of that. The only time I would get is when I came home and I went in the bathroom. Can I have 5 minutes in the bathroom, please? All I need is 5 minutes. So I feel you, ladies. 7:53. Tom on the text. We're gonna we got our national anthem and pledge on the way and more.
Hey, B, this texter is asking, did you see Bernie Sanders conversing and laughing with the president, playing with his mask in hand? But when the show began, he wore it for a show. Did you see that? Texter's asking.
Yeah. Whatever floats Bernie's boat.
Right.
I mean, he could always go to any of his 3 homes. I mean, he's so destitute.
Another texter, Adam from Artesia, is saying, did you see that video from Venezuela mental hospital that they sent to us, B?
All the people that they sent to us?
Yeah, the video that they sent. No? Okay. So he was just asking about that situation.
They sent us a video?
Yeah, a video. I hadn't seen it. Have you seen it, Russ?
No,
I think what he's alluding to is all the people they sent from mental hospitals. I could be.
There's a national news story that New Mexico is in. Did you see this, B? It's on Fox. It's up on the front page right now. Mexico mom moves to Missouri after school installs gender-inclusive closets. Says enough is enough. It's a story on a Las Cruces Continental High School that installed gender-inclusive closets that children could go into for counseling. Anyway, this New Mexico mother has now moved to Missouri to get out of New Mexico and away from our school system. I'm going to read that
she's
story.
in the right place. Missouri is a very conservative state. Very conservative.
It says,
Tom?
Rachel Heim is her name, made the bold move to relocate her family from New Mexico to Missouri after learning the local high school's gender-inclusive closet and other controversial ideas had been put into place. What is a gender-inclusive closet? You have any idea what that would be?
I don't know, but I guess they want them to come out of the closet.
Yes.
I have no idea what a gender-inclusive closet is. By the way, and she went on to say very controversial other ideas. She spoke to Fox. Her daughter attended Centennial High School in Las Cruces. There was a transgender closet, which was really the last straw, she said. Transgender closet, is that where they change their clothes?
I just looked it up, and it said the gender-affirming closet is a resource where trans and gender non-conforming folks can find free clothing and accessories. Trans and gender non-conforming folks can take much more or as little as they want.
Oh, wow. Could you start feeding the homeless? That would be awesome, too.
Right.
All right, we got a lot of things to get to. It is 7:56, Beyond the Breakfast Club. We'll get to news coming up in just a second. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. National Anthem and the Pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your farmer's insurance agent. Has been your farmer's agent for 40-plus years. Started her business at 19. She loves helping people out. She loves saving people money at the same time. And after 40 years, she knows the ins and outs about how to bundle your policies, put all your policies under the same agent, and save you a lot of money by doing that, and save you a lot of time and effort. She can take care of your home, auto, your recreational vehicles, commercial insurance, and life insurance. And on a Friday, let me just say, if you're a young couple and don't have life insurance, you need to get in touch with Rebecca today. 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. She is a proud sponsor of the National Anthem and Pledge on W105.
We are the Dominguez family from Hobbs, New Mexico.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Straight up 8 o'clock, KWMW Malchamora, 105.1 FM. Large prayer being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Philippians 4 this morning. Since God chose you to be the holy people, he loves you. You must clothe yourself with tender-hearted ways, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience.
This is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
8:01, we are B and the Breakfast Club. Check of the weather, calling for maybe a little rain coming later this afternoon. Weather being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across southeast New Mexico. Get in touch with them today if you're thinking about doing a complete makeover of your home. They can handle that. 575-391-1430. Website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. They can take care of your siding, your windows, your doors, seamless gutters, metal roofs, shingle roofs, They also have metal buildings. They can construct metal buildings, industrial type and commercial type. And these guys, number one, they know what they're doing. Number two, they have standards. And they live up to the standards every single day. Go to the website, check them out, Seminole Siding and Construction.com. 20% chance of afternoon showers, most of that coming after 2 p.m. Cloudy skies during the day, 50 for the high. Cloudy tonight, down to about 30. Sunny skies again tomorrow, 55 for the high. And on Sunday, 63 and sunny, warming up to back in the 70s by Monday. Let's get updated, find out what's going on with news being brought to you by the Ragsdale Law Firm, Luke Ragsdale. He's the guy that settles the big cases. Cases like a $10 million case in the Patch, medical malpractice case for more than $9 million, settling slip and falls, car accidents, and more. If you're trying to settle with the insurance company yourself and it's going nowhere, you need Luke Ragsdale. 575-208-5300, online at ragsdalelawfirm.com. Let's qualify you for the trip we're giving away to Disney. We'll check in with news. Be in the Breakfast Club. It's 8:03.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. President Biden delivered his State of the Union last night, addressing concerns about his age.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while.
He took shots at former President Trump without mentioning him by name and said democracy is at stake in this year's election.
I know the American story. Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation.
Now, the speech by the oldest U.S. president ever was met with a response from the youngest ever Republican woman elected to the Senate, Alabama Senator Katie Britt, who told Fox and Friends this morning,
President Biden is not interested in bringing people together, and he's also not interested in creating real solutions.
Former President Donald Trump also told Fox News Digital that President Biden clearly, quote, suffers from a terminal case of Trump derangement syndrome. America is listening to Fox News.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years, would like to wish the Cardinals another great season and also encourage everyone to show up in support of all Eunice Cardinals sports. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes, they have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. That's Guns Up Services, LLC, helping to keep our oil field trucking. 2105 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
The number 2 seeded Eunice Cardinals, who have a 16-game winning streak, take on number 15 Mescalero Saturday at 6 p.m. in Eunice in the first round of the boys' 2A playoffs. Coach Mason McBee.
We're going to have to play behind a lot of intensity on our defense and let that feed into our offense, and because we really depend on that, and then treat everybody with everybody's in it and everybody's got a chance, so we're going to have to show up and play, and I think our kids realize that and completely rise to the challenge.
Coach, Mescalero's a scrappy little bunch.
They like to shoot the 3-ball a little bit. We're going to have to be able to defend from the outside, and we'll obviously have to play our tempo. We're going to have to play behind our defense. And
Coach, did you realize that this team could end the season with a 20-game winning streak with 4 games to play to the state title?
I don't know. Hopefully we can string together a couple. We're going to approach this first one with every bit of respect it deserves, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully we can make a run. If our kids play well, I think we got a good chance.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals!
Daniel Velos, General Manager, Carlsbad Chevrolet. It's March Madness, March Insanity, March Craziness, whatever you want to call it. Bring yourself down here to Carlsbad Chevrolet. Do yourself a favor. We have the most used cars, probably the most mixed here in Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, and we want to get it on with you guys. Trade in your vehicle, sell it to us, do whatever it takes. Let's get you into these deals as low as 1.9%. Folks, we haven't seen that in a long time. Right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, your home of the great, great guys and gals.
SDR Enterprises of Hobbs is in search of a hot oiler operator. Must have 4 to 5 years experience, Class A CDL, and hazmat endorsement. SDR is also looking for a kill truck operator with 2 to 3 years experience. Come and be a part of the team. Health benefits and 401k options are available to employees, and pay will be based upon experience. You must be able to pass a pre-employment drug screening. Apply today in person at 3901 South Eunice Highway or contact them at SDREnterprisesLLC.com. SDR Enterprises is an equal opportunity employer.
Join Yucca Blossom for the Shamrock Showcase coming up Saturday, March 16th from 9 to 6 and Sunday, March 17th from 11 to 4 at Top Knock Archery in Carlsbad, 2101 South Canal near Sutherlands. Come shop a wide variety of vendors for 2 big days, plus enjoy food from Small Town Grill, beverages from Wild West Soda, and the Boutique Trailer. Yucca Blossom's Shamrock Showcase Saturday and Sunday, March 16th and 17th on the north corner of the Sutherlands Plaza, 2101 South Canal. Don't miss it.
When you have to file a home insurance claim, the last thing you want to worry about is your premium going up. That's why Farmers has claim forgiveness. If you've been claim-free with Farmers for 5 years, your premium won't go up just because of a claim. It's one of the many Farmers policy perks. Call Herschel Rustin Hayes at 575-396-0513 to learn more or get a quote.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Wilbanks Trucking Services is seeking dedicated, responsible, and committed professionals to join their team. CDL positions that pay starting at $25 an hour and higher depending on experience. Non-CDL positions starting at $20 per hour. And crane operators at $34 per hour and higher depending on experience. Wilbanks Trucking Services offers comprehensive training and excellent benefits including medical, dental, and vision, 401k, as well as housing for out-of-town employees. To join the leaders in oilfield services, call 575-746-6318 or visit wilbanks.us for more information on career opportunities. Wilbanks Trucking Services is an equal opportunity employer.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
But hey, enough of my yakking. What do you say? Let's boogie.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
Are you listening to me? Because I'm about to unload. Ha!
And so tonight, I'm proud to announce a fiscal plan to reverse mortgage the White House, effective at noon tomorrow. The White House will become the property of Tom Selleck.
10 minutes after 8, we are beyond the Breakfast Club. Another day in paradise. I mean, I heard it already this morning, and even when I heard it again, I giggled.
And so tonight, I'm proud to announce a fiscal plan to reverse mortgage the White House, effective at noon tomorrow. The White House will become the property of Tom Selleck.
That's too good. Hey, maybe we'll get out of debt. Who knows? 8:10, 10 minutes after 8. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105 Morning Show this morning, being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill in Lovington. Every day I'm highlighting one of their meat packages. Package number 3 today. It's $129.99. You get about 15 pounds of meat, ribeye steak, 2 pounds, T-bone steak, 3 pounds, New York strip, 3 pounds, top sirloin, 4 pounds, and lean patties, you get 3 pounds. Total of about 15 pounds of meat for $129.99. Check out the meat packs today. They have 4 different meat packs. They're serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can find them at 1422 South Main in Lovington. Call in advance if you want to call in some orders. Pick them up, 575-739-7778. Yes, they have a full-service meat counter. Yeah, right there in the store. They've got 30 years experience in the meat market business. And then they've got the grill where they can feed you some really great food. Check them out. They also have the smoked meats that are available, the barbecue. They've got the hamburger patties. They've got, like I said, they can custom cut meat. They have the experience. And so if you're a type of person where you like your steak thick, they can handle that. They can custom cut it any way you want. Call them in advance if you want something. Like them on Facebook. Make sure and get the daily lunch specials off the Facebook page. Right now, they're serving up breakfast, stuff like biscuits and gravy and pancakes and eggs and hash browns. And now I'm hungry. And yeah, check them out today. 8:12, 12 minutes after 8, we're being the Breakfast Club. Resident in Florida, security camera recorded the moment a bear actually strolled up right to a car, stood on its hind legs, and used the door handles to get inside the car.
Go.
Yeah, it is official. Crime is out of control. There are carjackings everywhere. By the way, the bear disappointed a lot of people. He's kind of like the Bears from Chicago. He went nowhere. It's pretty sad. Kentucky High School was evacuated, and several students were treated after a student unleashed a fart spray that was pretty nasty. It smelled like the last time Tom clogged the bathroom at the station. And Mandy had to call the plumbers in. That's how bad it was. Have you ever smelled that fart spray? It's pretty bad.
Smells like methane gas, doesn't it? Something like that. Never smelled
like, or maybe it smelled like H2S gas, Tom, huh?
There you go.
Ew. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Nasty.
You're on to something now, B. Russ, was that a giggle in the background?
A little one.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, H2S gas, Tom, is a silent killer.
Yes, I know.
And I'm not talking about farts.
No, it used to kill people. It still does.
Okay. CBS developing the first ever all-black daytime soap opera. It's going to be called The Gates.
The Gates?
Yes. Very wealthy black family living in a gated community. Well, I thought we were past all this. All black, all white, all brown, all Asian. I thought we were inclusive now. So why are we coming out with a all-black soap opera? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, we fought so hard against segregation, and now you want to continue the practice. Chris Martin and Dakota Johnson have gotten engaged after 6 years of dating. Some terrible news coming out in the exercise world. The Bowflex filed for bankruptcy last week. Bowflex. Biden killed Bowflex. That's what the title, that's what the headline ought to read. Even Bowflex, who has been around forever, you can make the payment, $69.99 a month for the rest of your life. Biden killed Bowflex. Tom, what is Bowflex?
It used to be a little deal that you twisted and turned to exercise on.
No, it was actually a huge machine, the Bowflex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I never used either one of them, so I couldn't really tell you.
I think you confused it with the shaker weights.
Yeah.
If you're watching on, yeah, I just did it. Shaker weights. Uvalde City report clears local officers of any wrongdoing. And by the way, families were outraged. City commissioned a independent review of the Uvalde police and the response at Robb Elementary School shooting. cleared several of its local officers from any wrongdoing, and this infuriated parents of the 19 children that were killed in that massacre. At least 2 city council members rebuked the report last Thursday, or that was yesterday. City officials hired a private investigator, Jesse Prado, retired Austin police detective, to conduct a review of the response from city police on that tragic day, May 24th, 2022, when that mass shooting happened. Findings in the report were presented in a question and response format to the city council. One parent was so upset, they yelled and screamed, and I get it. I've never lost a child. I understand. I get the emotion. So, does this clear the police? I'm just gonna say, in my humble opinion, and I'm not police, I've never been in that situation, I don't think it clears police.
No.
Too much time went by, and you can see them using look, we can all Monday morning quarterback. See them getting some, let me get some German-X while I'm waiting. Let me check my phone. There's a sound of gunfire and kids crying in the background. That's rough. That's rough to watch. So, in my humble opinion, does it clear them? No, it doesn't. Way too many people, instead of rushing in and being the hero, didn't rush in. And I've never been in that situation. I'm not a police officer, but I think way too much time passed without somebody getting it done. My humble opinion. Marjorie Taylor Greene shouted at Biden multiple times, but I don't know if you caught this, when she yelled, "Tell Hunter to pay his taxes."
No.
That's a classic, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thanks for keeping up the fight. By the way, I don't know who the lady is that's sitting next to Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's wearing the white African-American woman, and she looked like she was none too happy with Marjorie Taylor Greene. In fact, she looked like she had a contagious disease. Yeah.
Did you see the...
Like,
correct.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene had a disease. You could see it inching a little bit further away from her. Did I see what, Russ?
The interview where Marjorie Taylor Greene got ambushed by the reporter.
Oh, yeah.
And ended up telling
she
her
said,
to...
"Why don't you go F yourself?"
That was earlier than today. Yeah.
Hey, wow. That's strong. We got a phone call.
Let's go to the phone call. It is 8:19.
Good morning. You're on Being the Breakfast Club. Who's this?
It's Mad Dog.
Hey, Mad Dog.
Hey, I just wanted to throw this in on, well, of course, the debate or whatever that deal was last night. That Biden was a freaking joke. He was pitiful, and the Republican person that they picked, I thought, was kind of weird.
Well,
I wasn't really
it was
impressed
bad.
with
It
what
was
she
very
said.
weak.
Honestly, I think she's sincere, but it was just kind of weird. I think they could have kept it to about 2.5 minutes and just said, if you like the way things been going, vote for that knucklehead that just talked. But if you want to see some change, vote for Donald Trump. Anyway,
hey, did you see the
I didn't
Spanish,
watch much of her
did
response.
Did you see the Spanish reply, Mad Dog?
What?
Did you see the Spanish rebuttal? Republican did a Spanish. That was fiery. That was fiery. Yeah, the lady from Alabama doing the rebuttal, it was weak. It was very weak. Sad.
But you said there was a Spanish one?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Republicans have started doing a rebuttal in Spanish to try to get more Spanish speakers to become Republicans, which I think is actually smart.
Yeah, I do too. But hey, here's another deal. I went to the store this morning. The only thing that a family of 4 could afford to feed their kids is bananas. They're 4 for $1. But every other piece of fruit is over $1.25 a piece, like plums, peaches, pears, apples. They're all over $1 a piece. And think about that. If you got kids, how much a kid could eat? You couldn't buy enough fruit. That'd be the only thing you could afford was fruit. And then if you go buy meat, that's where the costs really go up. But, you know, and then Biden, all he wants to talk about is Snickers and potato chips.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the guy's a joke. Anyway, y'all have a great day. I just had to get that in.
I appreciate you. Russ, do you have a boob of the day?
I can have one momentarily.
All right, we're going to get to the boob of the day coming up. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Maine Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. This weekend would be a awesome weekend if you had a toy hauler or fifth wheel to pull that thing out and go to the mountains or go to the lake and have some fun. The weather would be ideal this weekend. So if you can't do that because you don't have, RV, the perfect time to just go down the Maine Trailer Sales. Look, they have generations after generations of people that continue to come back. Great grandma and grandpa bought one, and now, now you got great grandkids that are buying, a toy hauler or ultralight from Maine Trailer Sales. Generational. Maine Trailer Sales, they've been around close to 70 years now. 575-622-1751. Find out more information. Go to that website, MaineTrailerSalesInc.com. Take the virtual tour of all new and pre-owned models. Don't go camping without Maine Trailer Sales. Student hospitalized after mom makes a drink to help her son who was being bullied. Bexar County Sheriff's reporting on this story. The mother in Texas facing charges after trying to help her son with a bully at school. After learning the classmate was stealing her son's drink, Jennifer Rossi, 45 years old, made a concoction to deter the student from drinking her son's drink ever again, according to the Bexar County Sheriff's Department. Deputies learned the drink provided contained a mixture of lemon, salt, and vinegar inside a sports drink bottle. Shortly after drinking the mixture at PE, the child began experiencing nausea and headaches. Was taken to the hospital. I call baloney, and a little bit more baloney on this. She's facing charges for mixing lemon, salt, and vinegar into a bottle. Is that some type of deadly combination that I don't know of?
Work really good for, it'd be a load of electrolytes, help clean the urine stream.
But I'm going to be honest, every day I take Celtic salt and put it into a big bottle, which used to be Gatorade, fill that thing up with water and put my Celtic salt in there. My wife took a drink the other day and spit it out, but I'm fine with it. It keeps me hydrated. You're going to charge somebody with lemon, salt, and vinegar? Well, we're not even looking at the problem. This kid keeps stealing her son's drink. It's not like she urinated in the bottle, which would have probably tasted like that concoction. So vinegar, lemon, and salt made him nauseated and a headache. Gave him a headache. Wow. Now you're going to charge this woman? I don't get it.
What a wussy world we live in now.
I'm telling you.
We got a phone call again when you get a chance.
Okay, let me do this quick story. President Biden touched on taxes, crime, abortion, inflation, and more last night. I was disappointed that it took him over an hour to get to the problem at the border, immigration. Over 1 hour. Sad. All right, let's go to the phone call. 826, Boob of the Day, coming up in just a second. We're being the Breakfast Club.
Good morning. You are on there with being Breakfast Club. Sorry.
Good morning. This is Julio from Carlsbad.
Julio, good morning.
What's up, Julio?
Oh, man. I'm just pretty pissed off at the Uvalde that they cleared them cops. That's not right, man. Them dudes, they failed to do their job. They should have been let go, terminated. And, you know, if I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this out loud. If it would have been black kids, they would have been rioting. They would have burned that town down. And I'm not saying they should do that, but man, I would be very pissed off if that happened to my kid and they let those guys were not fit for duty. First of all, they could barely move, and their job is to protect and serve. And they were protecting themselves. They were scared. You can see on all the videos, they were scared to go in. And those poor kids, all of them suffered. They didn't have to do that. You know, it took somebody, a parent, to go in there and shoot that guy, which, man, it's sad, man. That is the saddest thing ever, man. 19 kids that could have been saved.
Hey, do you remember that
but you know
mother,
what?
Julio? You remember that mother that was standing outside and she was trying to get to her kids, and she actually broke away and went inside and got her 2 daughters out of that school?
Yeah.
She had more intestinal fortitude than a lot of folks that day.
But you know what? It's sad because you know what? All it boils down to is that there were just a bunch of Mexicans. That's it. That's sad. That is really sad.
I hope that's not the case.
Those are human beings, man. And these guys got off like that. It's not right at all, man. Not right at all. But you know what? They got to deal with. They got to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing is that my kids went to school at that school, Robb Elementary School, and so I watched the video. Somebody should have went in that building and took that youngin' out for sure. Thank you, Julio.
Yes.
God bless, brother.
You know,
828.
My argument is they're hearing gunfire. They know there's children being harmed. You're standing there with a badge on and an oath that you've sworn to, and just a common conscience of a human being. If you're not moving towards that gunfire, you're wrong. Period. I don't care what you say afterwards, what the excuse wasn't the deal. If all of you were not moving towards the gunfire, you're cowards. That's the difference. Cowards run away from gunfire. Heroes run towards it.
You remember the police officer that stood outside that school in Florida?
Yes,
what was the name of the Stoneman School? And he wouldn't go in. There are heroes that are made every day. Good police officers. Unfortunately, we got a handful that weren't good police officers. 829, we got to get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical professionals on staff. Get in there and talk to them. It all starts with your blood work. If you're not feeling well, let them check out your blood work. Find out what's going on. They can do a deep dive into your blood work and find out everything. Maybe it's hormonal. Yes, guys, you have hormones. Yeah, men have hormones. Testosterone is a hormone. You also have estrogen. You need estrogen. It's when estrogen starts outweighing the testosterone that guys start having some real problems. Even women need a certain amount of testosterone. Ladies, if you're going through hormonal issues right now, please talk to Kelly and his staff today. Talk to them about what they can do to take care of your hormones. They do hormonal optimization. If you're living in pain, they offer stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, and the cryo chamber. Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Visit them online today at thedesertfma.com. They're also on Facebook and proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
Get the button to work. There you go. Well, to be an astute criminal these days, it's good to have a strong recollection of classic Hollywood movies, I guess. 2 women in Ohio have been arrested after they pulled a weekend at Bernie's this Monday. They propped an 80-year-old man up in the car, then went to the bank drive-thru where they withdrew $900 from his account. Apparently it worked. They weren't relatives, but they did live with the man. The bank had previously allowed them to take money out as long as he was with them. They clearly didn't notice that, well, he was dead. Anyway, the woman then dumped his body off at the hospital and sped away. Eventually, the cops caught up with them and then questioned them and then arrested them. They both have rap sheets. They include theft and drug offenses, and one of them was convicted for reckless assault. He told police they found him dead inside the home earlier that day, but the cause of death is still under investigation. If you look at the mug shots, this not the sharpest knives in the drawer right off the bat, you can tell. And there you go. You two gals, your new weekend at Bernie invitation, you're our boobs of the day.
8:32 boob of the day being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics. On the way, we're going to talk about Joe Biden. Did he pass or fail with the State of the Union? Former speechwriters gave him a grade. We'll get to that. 52% of women say that showering is their only time alone. And a ex-Google engineer charged with stealing trade secrets as he worked for China. We'll get to those stories coming up in a second. Tom, anything going on this morning?
Well, Smokey in Arizona is texting. You know, if men run out of testosterone, they turn into Tom A, says Charlie. Says Smokey in Arizona. And Charlie, he's chiming in. He says, wow, I just seen the clip from that demon lady that B posted and scared the heck out of me.
I'm telling you.
If that wasn't a demon, I don't know what that is, says Charlie this morning. And MTG gives a bad look to the Republican Party, this one Texas is saying this morning.
No, I appreciate what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing. Thank God for Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got more cojones than Mitch McConnell.
Right. Willis is tuning in. It says, Tommy, man, you're so smart. I love it. S2S has no smell. Now, B said they had a rotten egg smell. I didn't say nothing about no smell.
No, I didn't say anything about rotten egg. Those words did not come out of my mouth.
Well, I didn't say nothing about no rotten egg either. But it's still a killer, that's for sure.
Who said something about a rotten egg? Is that on the text?
No, it was you.
I never said anything about a rotten egg, Tom.
Well, I didn't say it, so. Well, you're hearing
Are you
things.
arguing with yourself again?
Yeah.
You're dreaming and arguing. Okay.
And then just because I know Tom won't understand the text, but B will laugh at this.
What's that, buddy?
Remember the old video game Punch-Out when we was a kid?
Mm-mm.
The arcade boxing game Punch-Out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in comment to the Mike Tyson fight, they put up a meme, and it's a picture. Remember Glass Joe, the first guy you fought? It says it's got a picture of him, a picture of Tyson beside it, and he said, when you said Jake Paul's going to fight Tyson, this is my first thought. It is. It's going to look like the Glass Joe competition.
Look, I'll give credit where credit's due. The Paul brothers have made lots and lots of money. They are great
marketers,
promoters.
Yes, they are.
Jake Paul is a fair boxer.
You want to talk about the best marketer in the world? Have you heard what Mike Tyson is now owns? What company he owns? He has
he's
his
in
own
the marijuana business.
He has his own line of marijuana gummies.
Yeah.
Guess what the gummies are in the shape of?
Boxing gloves.
Ear.
Ears. Ears, really? Okay. No, that's good marketing.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, check of the weather this morning being brought to you by State Representative District 61, Randall Pettigrew. He is seeking your vote in the election. And look, he needs your help. If you can give to his campaign, please do so at randallpettigrew.com. Let me tell you a couple things about Randy. Randy was given the A-plus award by CPAC. CPAC is the most conservative PAC out there. They hold their own little convention, and when they don't hand these out to everybody. They look at your voting record. It's all based on your voting record. Randy gets the A-plus. And we knew that already because Randy is continuously fighting for us and fighting against this governor and the progressives in Santa Fe. We need people like Randy going to Santa Fe and fighting for oil and gas industry. See, what these people do not understand is that the oil and gas industry accounts for 43% of the state budget. What are we going to do without that money? They have no idea. We need guys like Randy Pettigrew. We need guys fighting for our Second Amendment rights. We need guys that are fighting to protect the New Mexico Constitution and our constitutional rights. Go to the website, check him out, RandallPettigrew.com. And if you're in District 61, Randy needs your vote. He needs your vote. Message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. 837, weather for today, 20% chance of rain, most of that after 2 p.m., 50 for the high. Tonight down to about 30, 55 and sunny for your Saturday. It will warm up on Sunday and Monday. We're going to get updated with what's going on with the weather. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining here. Can you guys hear that?
Turn it up. No.
Wow. I can hear it. It's beating down the window.
Wow.
All right, let's get updated and find out what's going on this morning. It's 8:38, getting you updated with everything going on, qualifying you for the trip to Disney. We'll do that coming up next. News this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. They have Western wear. They've got work gear. They got everything for the farm or ranch, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. Let's take a break. Coming right back, we're B and the Breakfast Club.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and pack truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico Public Education Department adopting a statewide requirement of a minimum of 180 instructional days. The calendar rule will go into effect with the 2024-25 school year. The adopted rule allows for 4-day school weeks and requires a minimum daily attendance for high school students. High schoolers must attend at least 3.5 instructional hours per day or an equivalent amount of time in an apprenticeship, work study, dual credit program, job, community service, or similar program. A few schools will be exempt from the 180-day minimum under the adopted rule. Early college high schools will be exempt, as well as some schools determined by the Education Secretary to be showing growth in reading and language arts. 2 men killed in 2 separate structure fires in Eddy County over the weekend. According to Eddy County Fire and Rescue, the deceased men, both in their 70s, pulled from homes on fire in Happy Valley near Carlsbad and the Cottonwood area north of Artesia. That according to Fire and Rescue. Cottonwood Fire reported at 11:59 March 2nd, and the Happy Valley blaze was at 3:45 March 3rd. Governor Grisham vetoed a measure to exempt New Mexico's smaller oil and gas wells from taxes paid on fossil fuels extracted, drawing the ire of Republicans and industry supporters. Senate Bill 64, sponsored by Ron Griggs of Alamogordo, will have exempted low-performing or stripper wells from severance taxes operators pay to produce oil and gas in New Mexico. It was intended to reduce expenses for small oil and gas companies in the state and specified the money saved would go to bringing these wells into compliance with state environmental rules. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm, too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Get energy-efficient rebates from Zia Natural Gas. Rebates up to $350 are available for upgrading your current gas water heater or replacing your electric water heater with a high-efficiency natural gas water heater. Rebates are also available for upgrading to a tankless natural gas water heater. Program details and rebate applications can be found online. Visit ZiaGas.com and click Save Energy and Money to learn more. Zia Natural Gas is committed to providing reliable and economical service. Zia Natural Gas Company. Naturally, a better deal.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw the law firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm, too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
Honey, what are you doing? It's 4 a.m.
Well, I'm making a big breakfast for you and the kids. We got to get going this morning. It's a long drive to Midland Airport.
I booked our flights out of our airport here in Hobbs. It's in town, not in Texas.
Well, you want some toast?
Is that strawberry?
Organic boysenberry.
I'm going back to bed.
Love you.
Flying in and out of Hobbs gives you more time and less stress. So when it's time to fly, you gotta fly Hobbs.
Why are families driving from West Texas, Hobbs, Jow, Eunice, all over southeastern New Mexico to shop at Bob's Ridgeway? Is it the everyday low prices, the most locally grown farm-fresh produce? Is it the hand-selected and cut meats, the hundreds of weekly specials, the clean, friendly shopping environment? Or is it just the fact that that's where for over 50 years your grocery dollar has always gone farther? It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
The hit true crime podcast Paper Ghosts is back with a haunting mystery in the shadows of the Ozarks. Season 4 unravels a darkly intriguing cold case from 1989 as a community continues to search for answers about a missing girl, various suspects, and a potential connection to BTK.
It's gone from, okay, we don't think something's quite right, to there's some worry going on now because now we've found some of her clothing.
Listen to Paper Ghosts wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, back to the show.
Be in the Breakfast Club. On air, online, on your phone. Powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
Over $1,300,000,000,300 million.
Daylight Saving Time presents 1 hour into the future. Congratulations! By utilizing spring-forward technology, you have successfully traveled 1 hour into the future. Here you'll find life is much different. Everyone has a flying car, a lunar vacation home, a sexy robot girlfriend, and the planet is controlled by a race of evil machines that live off human body heat for electrochemical energy. Enjoy your 6-month stay here in Future World. And remember, returning to the past with sports scores, lottery numbers, and stock tips is strictly prohibited.
Daylight savings time, Saturday night when you go to bed, make sure and take care of that. 70-year-old fitness enthusiast from China is getting a lot of attention on the World Wide Web, on social media in particular. He says that he has endless energy And evidently this guy is loaded with testosterone, thinks he's on the women's swim team or something. Grandpa, this guy is ripped. Serious, he is ripped. I don't know what he's putting in his prune juice. Maybe it's spiked with creatine and protein powder. I don't know. And Kung Fu Panda #4 hits theaters today. There is no reason for so many of these existing. Kung Fu Panda 4. Panda that can do martial arts. Never got it. Didn't find it. I mean, did either one of you like the first one? What about the second one or the third one?
I watched Kung Fu Panda with my son.
I just watched the first one.
Cute kiddie show.
Yeah. Looks like Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg spent the last several years acquiring land in Hawaii. Now he is in the process of building a luxury estate. Supposedly, this estate will cost him $260 million. Tom, you know what this secluded area, what he's building there?
No.
Underground bunker.
Oh.
That is twice the size of an average American home.
Dang, dude.
Underground bunker, twice the size. Yeah, 6,000 square foot bunker. No, why would somebody need a bunker, Tom?
Good question. We ain't got no
I guess you have no good answers.
Well, I got my own bunker, but that was because it was built back in the day.
By the way, it's not your bunker. It's property of the station.
Oh, so now you're going to go encyclopedia on me now. Okay.
That's just a fact. Sorry, it's not yours. It's the station's. Zuckerberg's, it's his. He's building it with his money.
Crazy, dude.
Nuts. And why are people building bunkers? Same reason they're selling stock and investing in gold. They believe something's coming. Maybe. 3 people arrested and now facing federal charges after investigators say that they are drug trafficking through Brewster County up there in Alpine. Brewster County Sheriff's reports that Willie Banlara, Michael Espinola, and Emily Medley were taken into custody with drugs. Drugs that they were bringing to Alpine. They had 8,500 doses of fentanyl. 8,500. By the way, the DEA has gotten involved in Homeland Security and all kind of other folks, but they got these 3 off the street. Letitia James. Did I do the story about her being? Yeah, I did the story about her being booed. By the way, 5% of Americans are having sex to save on heating bills. Their sole reason to have sex is to save on the heating bill.
Hey, whatever lights the fire, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, stay warm. God bless you.
And just a reminder, B, this morning we have a special guest before the extended version, Mr. Mark Richard from Red Zone and the My Ashley Foundation.
All right. Well, are we ready for them this morning?
We are ready for them when you are ready.
All right, let me do this one story and then we'll go to them. Did Biden fail or pass the State of the Union? Former presidential speech writers are giving him a grade. And Tom, what kind of grade do you think they're giving him?
C+.
A C+? You think it's that high?
Should be lower. I'm just giving.
By the way, guy that wrote speeches for George H.W. Bush said that Biden's speech was a disgrace. A disgrace. Another speech writer said that attacking your opponent directly in the first minutes of the speech was unprecedented. And this was not a State of the Union.
The whole thing of my opponent, Do they not realize that makes him appear like? Why are you saying that? Do you not know his name? Did you forget, old man? Are you unsure who you're running against since you won't say his name? Democrats have always done that in their speeches. And if they just watched the show West Wing, they would understand why that was wrong.
Most of the speech writers, Republican, Democrats, said that this speech crossed the lines. All right, 9 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Let's get our special guest on. Let's talk about what is going on this morning. And we've got the extended version a little later. We got to get to the good news of the day. Morning, how are you doing today?
Great. How you doing?
I am doing awesome. We're about 9 away from 9. So what is going on this morning? You have a special announcement?
Yeah, well, I sure do. Yeah, thank you guys for having us on. We really appreciate all you guys do for our foundation and what you guys do for Red Zone. But yeah, so we had Jason Witten coming in April 13th down here to Artesia as a special guest. At same event that we had Tim Tebow in 2022 and Kurt Warner in 2023. And this year we were bringing Jason Witten in, and we got the contracts and agreements all signed, and everything was rolling, and had everyone on board. And 2 weeks ago today, my wife and I were sitting in my office, and we received an email from the booking agent. And the first thing that it said, I regretfully to inform you, and as soon as you read that, your heart just drops. So, yeah. And so what we're told is that Jason had a family circumstance, I think is what was used, and automatically, my wife and I, we hear that and we're thinking, oh goodness, a tragedy or something, and so so from that point on, I contacted my pastor, our board, and we began to try to figure out a alternative plan, and negotiated back and forth for alternative dates. And we waited a full week, a week ago today, and for alternative date for Jason, and did not get one. So a week ago, we decided to pivot and start looking at other talent that was on our radar. It's been on our radar for a year, even 2 or 3 years. And so we started looking at former Dallas Cowboys, and one of them was Emmitt Smith, and some other talent, along with a young man by the name of C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud was the offensive player of the year, rookie player of the year. Sorry, rookie year.
Yeah,
yep,
he passed for over 4,000 yards in his rookie career.
Yep.
And not only that, he got a little attention when he referenced God in a speech.
Yes.
In the playoff game. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he did. CJ's an amazing young man, but so that's the announcement that I wanted to get out to the public today. We've known about this now for a little over, right at about a week, I guess. And we just couldn't say anything until we got everything in place, got the contracts, and got the commitment, and we're kind of go time here. We got to get moving, and so I just wanted to let the public know, from our hearts, from the MyAshley Foundation, along with all of our sponsors and supporters and that are out there, that we're very, very sorry that this happened. It's truly out of our hands. There was no negligence on our part, or really, I don't know that it was really negligence on anyone's part, other than there must have been something. We were told what had happened, or what the issue was, but we don't really know what to believe. So we chose to show grace. We chose to take something that was a crisis at the moment and just allow God to work it all out. And we believe that this was appointed, and it's a time for C.J. Stroud to be in Artesia, New Mexico, and speak to our communities, surrounding communities, and speak hope, faith, and and just bring a great message to this Artesia community.
So this,
he
again,
has.
Go ahead.
He has a wonderful story to tell too. If I'm not mistaken, I think his dad is still in prison today. So not everything was, was ice creams and cookies for him. He had a pretty tough time, but he invokes God. He invokes positive attitude. And I think the story is out there, especially for kids. I think it's going to be good.
Yes, he does have a great story. And without saying too much or anything, he come out and hear his testimony. And he's 22 years old and just has such a great persona and great speaking ability. And I can't wait for people to hear his story.
There you go. Rush, you had something?
Well, I was going to have him remind everybody of the dates again. This is April 13th and the event, time, location.
Yeah. So the doors will open at 6 at the Artesia Bulldog Pit there, the basketball gymnasium. And if you have come in and got the Jason Witten tickets, those will suffice. Those can be used still. We are going to get the CJ Stroud tickets printed out and get them to the chamber. And so if you do have a Jason Witten ticket, that's totally fine. Bring that. But if you do want a CJ Stroud, those will be available really soon. And we'll get that out to the public as soon as those come available.
Is there a website anybody can go to find out more information?
Yeah, so the Chamber of Commerce in Artesia has it on their website. We're developing some more information since this change on our website at myashley.org. And so, but the Chamber does a really good job at keeping those updated. And I believe that they've actually updated that first thing this morning whenever we were able to get it to the public.
There you go. Hey, I appreciate you coming on and speaking to us.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you guys for having us. We appreciate all you guys do for our foundation.
Thank you. 2 minutes away, we got to get to the good news of the day this morning, being brought to you by our buddy Farmers Insurance agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance. He can take care of all your insurance. He's right across the street from Bob's Thriftway on Avenue D. Or call him at 575-396-0513. Herschel Rustin Hayes, proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A mom named Jennifer Dugan got her master's from Tennessee Tech, and her 28-year-old son couldn't be there because he was deployed with the National Guard. So the school surprised her with a video message from it and played it on the big screen behind her. And it was a moving thing. She broke down in tears on the stage. That makes her a hero just for being that type of mom. And number two, in 1939, a Chinese-American family in San Diego couldn't find a place to live because no one would rent to them. But then a black couple named Emma and Gus Thompson stepped up and let them rent a place and eventually buy it. Cut to 85 years later, the family has done well for themselves, and now the original owner's son are paying it forward by selling the house and donating $5 million to create a scholarship for black college students. And this must be a popular name for pig owners because another pig named Kevin Bacon is in the news. He went missing in southeast Wisconsin the other day, but cops lured him back home using marshmallows.
Marshmallows?
A different Kevin Bacon pig got loose in Pennsylvania last fall and was missing for 17 days. But now this Kevin Bacon has returned home and full of marshmallows, so he's fluffier than ever. And there you go. That's your good news stories of the day.
Good news being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Coming up on the extended version, Tom, who's going to be on the show with us?
It is State Representative Larry Scott with Andrea Goff. They're in the studio next.
All right, we'll get to them next. KWMW, Mile Jamara, 105.1 FM. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. Have a problem with the air conditioner or heater this time of the year, you might need tonight you'll need the heater. Yeah, tomorrow you might need the air conditioner. By the way, if they're both of them are acting up, they could fix them. Get in touch with Enrique Rocha today. He takes care of all of our air conditioners and transmitter buildings everywhere. His number, 575-631-1999, Rocha Air Conditioning Heating. Call him today. We're coming right back. We're going to be talking to Larry Scott coming up next, 9:01. We're W105.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. New Mexico Public Education Department adopting a statewide requirement of a minimum of 180 instructional days. The calendar rule will go into effect with the 2024-25 school year. The adopted rule allows for 4-day school weeks and requires a minimum daily attendance for high school students. High schoolers must attend at least 3.5 instructional hours per day or an equivalent amount of time in an apprenticeship, work study, dual credit program, job, community service, or similar program. A few schools will be exempt from the 180-day minimum under the adopted rule. Early college high schools will be exempt, as well as some schools determined by the Education Secretary to be showing growth in reading and language arts. 2 men killed in 2 separate structure fires in Eddy County over the weekend. According to Eddy County Fire and Rescue, the deceased men, both in their 70s, pulled from homes on fire in Happy Valley near Carlsbad and the Cottonwood area north of Artesia. That according to Fire and Rescue. Cottonwood Fire reported at 11:59 March 2nd, and the Happy Valley blaze was at 3:45 March 3rd. Governor Grisham vetoed a measure to exempt New Mexico's smaller oil and gas wells from taxes paid on fossil fuels extracted, drawing the ire of Republicans and industry supporters. Senate Bill 64, sponsored by Ron Griggs of Alamogordo, will have exempted low-performing or stripper wells from severance taxes operators pay to produce oil and gas in New Mexico. It was intended to reduce expenses for small oil and gas companies in the state and specified the money saved would go to bringing these wells into compliance with state environmental rules. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At Last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard, because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at AtLastMakeupMirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
Looking for your next mountain getaway? Look no further than Camp of the Tall Pines in scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. New owners Scott and Jamie Miller are anxious to show you all the improvements they've made. Whether you choose one of their cozy cabins, their raised platform campsites for glamping, or convenient RV hookups, you'll be pleased with the amenities and, more importantly, the surroundings. Camp of the Tall Pines also welcomes large groups. If you're looking for that special place to hold your wedding, anniversary, public function, or holiday gathering, the lodge at the Camp of the Tall Pines is perfect for all of you. Don't forget the activities. Camp of the Tall Pines has high and low ropes, mountain biking, hiking, and disc golf, and hunters are welcome. Go to their website to plan your trip today, camptallpines.com, or call Camp of the Tall Pines at 575-687-4101. That's 575-687-4101.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you're wanting to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
Hey, Boost Mobile here to help you start from scratch. Boost is giving you the chance to win incredible prizes in our latest scratch-off sweepstakes, including up to $5,000 cash, with over 7,600 prizes up for grabs. This is an opportunity you don't want to miss. For your chance to win, just head to your local participating Boost Mobile store and ask for a scratcher. It's that easy. So visit a Boost Mobile store today and get after it. Ends 3/31/24 while supplies last. No purchase necessary. Other restrictions apply. Visit your local Boost Mobile store for details.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. The American dream of owning my own business was a constant thought growing up. I opened my insurance office at age 19, and 40 years later, I'm still here providing insurance policies for auto, home, life, commercial, boats, RVs, and ATVs. I'm Rebecca Long, and I want to be your agent. Call me today at 575-393-2661 or drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
The extended version of Bee and the Breakfast Club is on the air, discussing what's going on in southeast New Mexico and beyond on W105.
9:07, weekend weather looking pretty good. We do have the chance of rain after 2 o'clock today. This is the extended version. Larry Scott is in the studio. Larry, how are you doing?
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. Doing well. And thanks for having me this morning.
District 16.
Hey, Larry, before we get started with everybody else, everything else, we talked about the clean energy standards this morning. How does that go into effect? Is it? It's not 50 cents a gallon from day one. It's kind of like so much a year. How does that work?
So, Larry, just we're asking, how is that 50 cents legislation going to work? Are we going to gradually put it in?
The legislation actually calls for a 20% reduction in carbon intensity of our transportation motor fuels by the year 2030 and a 30% reduction by the year 2040. So this is going to be a gradual increase. But gentlemen, I will tell you, and it is not a consequence of stakeholder engagement or focus groups or anything that this administration can do. The increase in the cost of that fuel will be a consequence of combustion chemistry. It's a fact that for every $100 of value in the low carbon fuel standard credit, you're going to see 38 cents of increase in the price of a gallon of gasoline and diesel, because those guys are the baseline against which that 30% reduction will be measured.
Man,
we got some crazy times. Crazy times.
We burn a lot of diesel. We burn a lot of gasoline in southeast New Mexico.
Yes.
And this is unquestionably going to raise the price of those products. And if you look at the analogies where these policies are already in place on the West Coast, gasoline is between 30% and 100% higher than it is here.
Yeah.
We're fixing to get it in a few years.
Nuts.
It's going to be a while, and it's going to be gradual, but it is coming.
It is coming.
Yeah.
Larry,
so we have seen increase in these budgets.
Yes.
Every year for the past, this is the 5th budget that this governor has dealt with. And we've seen reoccurring expenses continue to go up to where now we're at over $10 billion budget with no end in sight. No end in sight.
Yeah, we're at $10.2 billion this year, and that's on top of double-digit increases for the last 4 years.
Yep. And part of the reason they've never seen a dollar they didn't like to spend, but most of that money is coming from oil and gas, and at the same time we're trying to kill oil and gas industry. And so what replaces oil and gas? I mean, if we don't have oil and gas, well, I mean, what's going to maintain all these reoccurring debts?
Oil and gas currently accounts for 53% of the state budget. And there is nothing, I will tell you, gentlemen, there is nothing on the horizon that would even come close to replacing the petroleum industry if it does, in fact, go away, which is state policy currently to be net zero by 2050. I do not believe there are adults in the room driving this bus.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. And then the other oil and gas story I saw, New Mexico halted some of the oil and gas lease sales in a standoff over royalty rates in the Permian Basin. And whenever I mention the word Stephanie Garcia Richards, it's never anything good. So what the heck is going on? The legislation failed to go up on those royalties, correct?
No, sir. The legislature actually authorized the increase in those royalty rates to 25%.
Right.
But they don't take effect until the legislation goes into effect. So the state land office has elected to remove all of the most attractive lease tracts from any sale until those royalty rates increase with new legislation.
Gotcha. So has that bill not gotten to the governor's desk? Is that the problem?
No. Most legislation doesn't become law until the start of the new fiscal year. And I think that's what we're waiting on.
So we're going to hold off until the new fiscal year to decide if it cost the state. I mean, they're going to recoup some of that money with a 5% increase, but still, we've got a lot of downtime between here and the new fiscal year, correct?
We do have a lot of downtime between here and July the 1st, and I can't answer that question with any accuracy because I'm not privy to what's out there up and available for lease the way the land office would be.
Right. You know, Larry, let's switch gears for a second. You're leaving State District 62 as a state representative to run for the Senate seat that Gay Kearney used to have, District 42. Why?
Yes, sir. I've been in the House of Representatives now. This will be my 10th year.
Uh-huh.
I think I've been a good representative from House District 62. I believe in that capacity I've made a difference. And I think as one voice out of 42 in the Senate, I can make more of a difference than I could as one voice out of 70 in the House. So I am really looking forward to moving into the Senate because currently there is not a senator, not one, in that chamber that knows much about oil and gas.
Right.
53% of the budget. And not one person up there knowledgeable about how the industry works. That needs to change.
So what will you do when you're up there when the subject of oil and gas bills come up in the legislature?
I'm going to try to provide my engineering expertise, my knowledge of the numbers, my knowledge of economics, to articulate how some of these pieces of legislation can be real problems for the industry, and hopefully have some influence.
Yeah. So I guess in years past, we just haven't had any experienced legislators from here be in the Senate and provide some of that wealthy information that they need, especially when they're talking about oil and gas.
No, sir. There's no one up there that really even knows how to spell oil, as far as I can see.
Do you see the liberal government up there continuing to try to get rid of oil and gas in these next few years? Because they've been trying now forever. Luckily, you've been on the other side to prevent a lot of that when you were state representative.
Now, this year we saw House Bill 133, which started out as increasing significantly setbacks for how far a drilling location could be from any populated, and they wanted it to be half a mile, which is absolutely unrealistic from a health and safety standpoint. There was also financial assurances. There were penalty provisions in that bill that could have severely hurt at particularly small oil and gas producers. And the House Republicans stood squarely in the doorway of that initiative. We said, no, this is not something we can live with, and we're willing to debate everything that comes to the House floor for 3 hours if you insist that you want to move this piece of legislation forward. And they did not feel like they could make the sacrifice of having so little go through if we were going to debate everything for our fully allotted time.
Man, so those the Democrats on that other side of the chamber, they're mean, Larry. They'll go after you.
Now, we had one victory up there that I find particularly gratifying. And there was a piece of legislation to create a paid family medical leave, 12-week paid family medical leave entitlement that would have been on all businesses, large and small, if you had more than 5 employees on your payroll.
That's just bad for New Mexico. It's bad for business. It is.
So many small businesses. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that I had hundreds write, call, email saying, number one, if we have 2, 3, 4 key employees in some circumstances leave simultaneously, we won't be able to continue operating. In addition, it was structured such that it was economically unsustainable. And that is, by our calculations, it took 35 employees to support 1 1/2 benefits packages. And you can't get from here to there.
You got one, maybe you have one more opportunity to go to Santa Fe if the governor calls for a special session regarding proposed gun bills that didn't go through. You think that might be happening?
I don't know. We have no official notification that the special session has been called. But let's talk about gun bills for just a minute. We saw maybe a baker's dozen of those. A couple of them went through. One was the waiting period, which we managed to reduce from 14 to 7 days, and the other one was firearms at polling places. But firearm violence in New Mexico was very, very steady over a 20-some-odd year period up until the year 2014, at which point it spiked upward. You've heard of the climate change hockey stick, where the trend was was pretty consistent over a long period of time and then took a sharp spike upward.
Mm-hmm.
Well, gun violence did the same thing in New Mexico. And I went back and I looked for something the legislature did in that 2013-2015 period to cause the problem. Did we cause the problem? I could find nothing. But what I did find was that in October of 14, the Albuquerque Police Department had to sign a consent decree with the Justice Department.
Right.
And I think those guys quit their broken window policing policies, quit aggressively pursuing criminals as a consequence of that, and that firearm violence took a sharp spike upward. Now, the corollary to that is that everything the legislature has passed between 2014 and today has not had an impact on the trajectory of that firearm violence.
You know, the other thing, Larry, I don't know if you saw this report. I think it was KRQE did the report.
Yes, sir.
They took out that because there's been a trend nationwide. If you take out 20 big cities out of the gun violence stats, you just take those 20 out, all of a sudden everything's normal as far as gun violence. So if you take Albuquerque out of the equation, New Mexico gun violence goes down to a normal level. An acceptable level is probably a better word. So if you take Albuquerque out, we're not way up there when it comes to gun violence. So instead of addressing the problem is not Southeast New Mexico. The problem is Albuquerque. Address Albuquerque and leave the rest of us alone.
Well, and the corollary to that is that we are not solving the problem taking firearms away from law-abiding citizens. And that's what all of this legislation that we've passed recently sets out to do. If it's not taking it away, it's making it more difficult to acquire firearms.
You know, Larry, you're, one of the things that you may encounter here in Lee County, well, especially southeast New Mexico, is when your announcement, you've already announced that you're going to run for state, that position, right?
Oh, yes, sir. I am turning my paperwork into the county clerk's office next Tuesday to make it official, but my announcement came late last year.
How are you going to encourage voters to get out? It was lousy turnout last time.
I think this race is going to generate some interest. I think the combination of all senators being up for election, the combination of contested races, both for my old House seat and my race against current Senator McCutcheon, may serve to generate more interest in getting people to the polls. But there is no question that we have been among the lowest voter participation rates in the state in Lee and Eddy counties.
How do we get rid of that empathy?
I think we just work hard to get the issues out in front of people and see if we can get them to the polls.
Yeah, we hope so, because that's going to be, it was a major difference 2 years ago. You know, we didn't get Yvette in there, and surely we didn't get the governor out. So I hope that voters here have learned their lesson.
I heard it said just a couple of meetings ago, and I forget who made this comment, but somebody put the statistics together that if eastern New Mexico had just turned out in historical numbers, that we would not have Michelle Lujan Grisham as our current governor. And that has made all the difference in the world with respect to the progressive agenda.
Absolutely. She's going. I mentioned a minute ago. She might be calling a special session with the guns What else is she going to try to sneak in there?
I have no idea. that is completely up to what she puts on the call, and we have no information at this point, at least in the minority party, as to what that might be.
It's a sneaky one.
Yes, it is, sir.
Definitely a sneaky one. All right, so you going to miss being a representative in 62? District 62?
I will miss being there, but I have stood in the doorway of so many of her initiatives, and I will relish the opportunity to do that in the Senate, perhaps with a larger voice.
Well, we hope so. We hope they put you in office because you've been such an impact legislator along with Randy and some of our others out there. You guys just keep fighting, man.
We do. In fact, in that appointment process, I was the unanimous choice of the Lee County Commission. I was the unanimous choice of the Chavez County Commission. In the first vote of the Eddy County Commission, it was tied.
I remember.
So at the end of that process, I got 11 out of the 15 possible votes on those 3 county commissions, and yet Michelle Lujan Grisham picked a gentleman that, while he's a previous county commissioner, had no experience in the legislature, and I think because I was effective in opposition to a lot of her policies, she saw an opportunity to put somebody else in that slot.
Yeah, she didn't want you in there, did she?
I don't believe she did.
Yeah, so, but how's your campaign schedule going to be from here on in?
Oh, we're working hard. We're raising money. We are. We'll have some campaign flyers out. You know, the race effectively will be decided in the June 4th primary this year, because both of the leading candidates, and I hope I'm considered one of them, both of the leading candidates are both Republican. So once that race is decided, the new senator, if you will, that is elected in the November general election will likely be one of those Republicans.
Well, good. That's the good thing.
Yes, I can.
That's good.
That would be a good thing.
Where's our state convention going to be this year?
I cannot answer that question. I don't know. Oh, Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Oh, okay. Because I know that we've got several people here hoping to be delegates from Lee County to be at that convention and help support the party get through. We always talk about, well, the Republican Party is not doing this and not doing that, not recruiting these right people. What do you say about that? Are we as strong as we need to be?
No. I've got in the House of Representatives there are 25 of us out of 70. In the Senate, it's 25 to 27 to 15, and we can't drive public policy in that.
We need to get stronger for sure.
We need to
and
get
after
stronger.
watching the State of the Union last night, that should be a statement to people that maybe they should switch over to the other side.
I would certainly be a strong advocate for that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud. Hey, where can they get information about you, Larry Scott?
I've got LarryRScott.com. I'll give you my cell number, and you can call me at any time, 575-390-9065. And you'll be getting some more information about my candidacy in the mail in the coming weeks, because I've got to get particularly folks over in Eddy County more acquainted with me, because I believe the folks in Lee County already think I've done them.
Right. And you've got a strong campaign manager with you.
I do have a campaign manager with me.
Andrea Goff.
And I don't think she's supposed to say anything during this interview, but what she was supposed to do was kick me in the shins if I said something that didn't make sense.
There you go.
There you go. Larry, we're out of time, but I appreciate you, and best of luck. It's already 9:30. Tradio is coming up next. We'll see you Monday morning for Beyond the Breakfast Club, 9:30. We're W105.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. February saw a healthy month of hiring.
The job market created 275,000 new jobs last month. That's about 70%. The unemployment rate rose to 3.9%.